Yo. Everyone ready to have, let's go ahead and boom. Everyone ready to have some fun tonight with some fantastic F1 manager action. We're about halfway through the season already. We're going to the Red Bull Ring for round 11 here tonight. I don't know how many we're going to do tonight, but we're going to do a couple for sure, minimum. Maybe 3. We might aim for 3. I don't have, let's see. Yeah, I don't have any extra footage right now, so, oh wait, no, I do. From Wednesday. Basically, I want to get enough footage for all of next week, so I don't have to worry about needing footage next week. Because that makes sense. I'm also hoping we can start to close in, because with 11 rounds left, I want to start to close in on finishing the season, because the way it's trending right now, we're trending towards finishing our first round of championships, which means we can start doing this as well as some F1 22 at the same time. But as of right now, the plan is simple. We're heading to the Red Bull Ring here for round 11 of this 2025 F1 calendar. I don't remember where we left off exactly. I remember we won the race at Silverstone in an exciting last lap battle between Pierre and Lando for the win there. We head now to Austria for some more fun. Current projects, we have a chassis research going, as well as a side pod and suspension design. So those are going to be done here in a little bit. But other than that, I don't think we have anything. Teo has a development point. Go ahead and do that. Any staff development points? Does not look like it. We are training tire changes with the pit crew, and we will continue on. Our factory refurb is completed. The board has high confidence in us, as they should. Our car just does pretty well everywhere except for brake and engine cooling, but we kind of accept that. And really, I think that's kind of it for between race weekends here. We'll go ahead and get our qualifying position 2 into Q2 set up. We're going to go ahead and do a finish position of 2 in the top 8. And we have our finish position streak and qualifying position streak going as well. Love to see it. Let's go to Austria race weekend.
The battle is surely going to rage this weekend.
The battle is going to rage. So, rainy. Rainy Friday and Saturday. Interesting. Throw in some practice components here. For them. Car setup. Let me pull up. That's not what I meant to open. Let me pull up, man, our loving head lead engineer. We are at Austria, so we're looking at about 5.5, 11.5, 9.1, which seems, nope, 2.8, not 9.1, 2.8. I was looking at the wrong one. Also, I was looking at the wrong one twice. Accidentally opened Steam. What's that real quick? Alright, where are we at? Austria, 5.5, 13.5, 2.8, minus 2, 9.5, and 4.5. For Mick, bang in 18 laps. Go ahead and change some of Pierre's stuff. He has some pretty good stuff apparently. We are looking at 5-5, 13-5, 2-8, minus 295, and 4-5. Go 18 laps. 2 FP1 we go.
Radio check, radio check.
Go ahead and get these boys out and about. And now I'm going to take the time to actually send out my I'm live tweets. Make immediately locked up.
Copy.
Alright, good. He didn't actually break anything. He just locked up. I can live with that. He locked up going into turn 3. Lovely. That's lovely.
Was that a lockup on the track?
It was. It was F1 Manager, I promise. I'm at 1 times. Bing, bada boom. Now we'll do the Instagrams. Bang, bang, bang. Da, da, da. Perfect. This is all stuff I should really like set to go like way before right now, but we're doing it like this anyway. And now we continue on with the worst. All good.
What's your thoughts on coming in or
Set of confidence,
doing
grit,
any more?
90%. 90% Mick Schumacher.
Copy.
I just want to try this. Worst case scenario, we have, you know, a 25 or a 90% banker. Let's go with that. Bing, bang, boom. Off we go.
What do you think?
I'm really pleased.
Really pleased. What was?
Copy.
I don't even remember seeing what Pierre's was. Bosh, bosh. 86 for Pierre, that's what it was. Boy. Gasly doing nothing special, much faster than everyone else. Love to see it.
They've gone wide.
Doing. Running wide. Yes, we are aware of the ERS damage. We are aware. Getting caught up on the internet. Alrighty then. Yeah, I mean we're just waiting. Actually though, Mick gonna go from a 92, an 80,
I think someone's
and
gone
Pierre going from an 86-2, an 86-2, an 88. All right, Pierre went up a little bit.
How does it feel?
Very, very nice job.
You're welcome,
Yeah,
Pierre.
copy that.
I mean, can I get him fueled up for like no laps? Literally minimum laps. Literally
Someone's run wide.
the minimum. Albano running wide. Getting every little bit we can of car part knowledge, of setup, all of it.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out. Easy game is easy. Easy game is easy. Alright, we're going to revert them back to their highest, which I'm pretty sure Pierre is on. It is, and we are going to let the AI do its thing. Thankfully, British is smart and writes down good setups.
Welcome back to
We're able to utilize it to get a move on. As they say, 100, 193, 91. Can't ask for anything better than that. All right, we're gonna throw in the goods. Do I dare use good stuff here? I think we're going to. I think the gearbox will be fine for the engine. What is it, 90 to 81? Yeah, we're gonna go with 100. Yeah, the gearbox will be fine, but we're gonna give them a good engine for this one. We'll probably have an engine for here, Spa, and Monza specifically. The gearboxes we'll be able to live with. Other than that, let's go to quali here at the Red Bull Ring.
Radio check.
Copy.
It's going to be damp
Right.
fairly immediately. So we are going to be like
Rain still coming.
many others and get our guys out nice and early. Carter, welcome in. How are you this fine Friday evening, Saturday morning? I can't speak for everyone. How are you doing? You're catching us in our first round of the night when apparently it's gonna get wet anytime. You know, can't complain. A long week of work. I'm excited to sit down on a Friday evening, play some F1 Manager,
There's more rain
and
now.
enjoy every single moment of it.
Copy.
I have my, I don't know if you can tell, my parents got me this for Christmas. I have my 2023 race calendar shirt on, even though you can ignore this one because that one is probably not there. But we are vibing. We're in the midst of a championship season and loving everything about it. Russell probably maybe out here, by the way. Other than that, Kevin out would be, Vettel out would be tough. Doohan would be having an absolute nightmare if he doesn't make it out here. Thankfully, we got out ahead of the rain, and so we don't have to worry about it. George Russell does not improve. George Russell out in Q1. Doohan also out, which is a shame for him, but Yuki up here in P9. What a day. What a day. still raining? No, not still raining. I am going to go out on new soft tires just in case it is going to rain again, which it looks like it's going to in about 10 minutes time. So I think what we're going to do is just try and get a good window and try and set some good banker times on a new set of soft tires, and hopefully that'll be enough to put us through. It really should, if we're being entirely honest. There's the rain. We're good to go. We are safely through. Yes, we are. Even though we are the Haas, we are flying this season. We may have the old, what we've dubbed the poopy point system, which is the only points for first through sixth, and we have no point for pole, no point for fastest lap, no double points at the end of the season. We only get points for finishing in the top 6, and we are actually kind of dominating. We'll give an update because I feel like it's been a minute since we've actually looked. So far, Pierre Gasly leading the drivers, more than doubling up Max Verstappen by 40 points now. 40 points. Mick hanging out in third in a spitting distance from Max. And then in the constructors, we are 46, I can do math, 46 points ahead in a system where the maximum points you can get in a weekend as a constructor is 16. So we are cruising right now. We're feeling pretty good about things this season as we near literally the midway points so far. Is it going to be a wet Q3? No, again. Fascinating. All right, once again, we're going to go out on a new set of soft tires to see if we can get a cheeky early lap in.
Radio check.
No, it is going to be dry all the way through. Just double check. This is going to be dampened 14 minutes, which is after the session is over. So we have a regular quali session for Q3, which I'm actually very okay with. We'll send Mick out nice and early. Send Pierre out in that gap and hope that we can get a decent lap in here. We shall. Mick going purple, well, was purple first sector until Pierre took it from him. Pierre goes purple middle sector. I think Verstappen is going to be our only hurdle for a pole position here, and a potential, if we can time it right, if we can, really nail this, a Haas front row lockout.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
I remember when the game first came out, I saw all the people being like, get Pierre, he's like super overpowered. I agree. Gasly is very good if you get him in a good car. He's pretty good if you get him in a decent car. I really shied away from bringing him in immediately because I kind of wanted to have an air of like realism to the series. And so we ended up waiting until after the second season ended to pick up Pierre because we needed to make a change. The end of the second season was probably one of the most frustrating things ever because Kevin, I still had Kevin and Mick because I wanted an air of realism. And so, but at the end of the second season, Kevin Magnussen was like the worst, to the point where we decided to keep Mick, bin Kevin, pick up Pierre because he was at the end of his contract with, I can't remember where we stole him from, but we stole him from someone and just absolutely grabbed him out of nowhere, basically. All right, we really got to pay attention to the time here. Yes. Oh, frick. Yes, Leclerc Red Bull was the surprise of this offseason. Perez also going to McLaren was the other end of that deal. Both of my drivers are about to miss the line, by the way. I really miscalculated the timing on this one. Haven't done this in a really long time. Let's really hope that, oh, and they're all on fresh tires. Oh, God. Pain. Pain and suffering. That's all I know. Watch the front row lockout be taken from me by this man. We'll watch him cross the line. I haven't done this in at least 2 seasons, by the way. That was a severe miscalculation. He doesn't take it. Bottas. Where's Bottas? Let's go. Let's go. Master plan. All part of the Haas master plan. Woo. Sure. We got lucky. We got very lucky right there. Woo.
The time has come to fight it out.
Let's not do that again. Let's not do that again. That was scary. I didn't like that. Whew. All right, this looks like a one stop every day of the week. I mean, is it as simple as this? Is it as simple as this? What if we modify this? We modify it into a medium, soft. Oop, another one. Does it ever get faster? Oh, it's about the same. It's a one stop. It's a bang on. This is gonna be a classic. Who's got the pace? Who's got the moves to pull this off? You know what? I like it. It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while since we've had like just a good old fashioned. Who's gonna run away with it? Who's got the goods? Just a full send. I like it. It's gonna be fun. I feel like Austria really does kind of boil down to who's got the goods and who's got what it takes to get it done. Both of them on the one stop, medium to hard. If we weren't starting first and second, I probably would put Mick on the hard to medium. But since we're both on the front row, gotta start on the best tire possible. Let's go Austria Grand Prix. Front row lockout for Haas. Let's see how this bad boy shakes out.
The crowd are ready.
Oh, look at it. It's a beautiful sight.
It's the Austrian
Haas
Grand
on the
Prix.
front row.
And it's lights out. And away we go.
And away we go. Beautiful stuff. The pace car, baby. Look at that. A first and a second for the lads. Tire check. Verstappen on the hards, by the way. Verstappen on the hards. Bottas and Leclerc also on the hards. Okay, a lot more people on the hards than I was expecting. Ocon and Sainz both on the hards, down in P12 and 14, by the way. Russell down on the mediums in 19th. I don't think we really have much to worry about when it comes to them. This is going to be a fascinating race. For sure. The laddies. 2 seconds already on Verstappen, which is not too surprising. All right, we're gonna use Pierre to help Mick recharge his ERS, because DRS will be enabled. Verstappen. Oh, also look at Daniel Ricciardo, the absolute Chad, up here in P4, by the way. Daniel Ricciardo having a good start to this one. Anything else going on? Yuki in P8 normally would be very good for that Williams, but unfortunately still outside the points. Zane Maloney in the AlphaTauri up there in P10. Lando outside the top 10 and on P11. We kind of already talked about Doohan had been doing really well in this series so far. Just unfortunately looks like I think he was one of the ones that got caught out in Q1
Loads of energy.
or with the rain. I mean, according to British in my who stops by sometimes, he's a regular in my chat for this. He is either a current F3 driver or is making his debut in F2 this season in real life. So apparently he's just one of those up and coming guys. Apparently he's doing okay. At least AlphaTauri at some point in this alternate F1 universe in 2025 figured he'd be good enough for a seat. Who knows? But yeah, apparently he's either returning to F3 or is moving up to F2 this season. We're kind of just vibing, right? We're 3 seconds up the road from everyone else. We definitely are faster than Ricardo, but with Verstappen on the hards and Ricardo on the mediums, Daniel, even in an Alpine versus a Red Bull, is gonna have enough of an advantage to keep in it, especially with as many back-to-backs there is with DRS versus no DRS in this instance. So we're kind of just chilling. I'm not even pushing their fuel really. I might push whoever's leading and maybe try and swap them out later and get it a little lower, but I also don't want to. I might push it to 1 and then push Mick to 1 and then go from there. But we're kind of chilling, not gonna lie. Went up about a 4-second gap. Daniel Ricciardo doing the Haas Lord's work currently, opening up a 4-second gap to Verstappen. He's kind of taking, well, he's taking Daniel out of it because Daniel's strategy versus his is going to be back and forth. They're not really fighting each other per se, but they are. Yeah, Perez. I think we're just going to push whoever's in the lead. I think that's actually the plan. We'll just bounce back and forth with whoever's leading.
Yeah.
Balance it out that way. Hopefully it works. Let whoever's leading, really push on. Which, most of the time it's going to be Pierre. Pierre definitely has more pace than Mick. All right, it looks like Daniel is finally falling off of Verstappen a little bit. It looks like he's a little more worried about Bottas than he is about attacking Verstappen. That is looks like an Aston Martin. Van Dorn? It's usually Van Dorn. Dude, Van Dorn has had an absolute nightmare of a season this year. It's been really bad. Perez! Checo! No! Oh, right into turn 4. Oof. That's not where you want to be spinning, Checo. Alright, Pierre, we are done pushing on fuel. We might leave Mick on push fuel until he hits that +1 kilogram delta. But a seventh of the way into this race, and it's going pretty well so far. There's also an interesting thing in this channel, and it's going to be interesting to see if it continues on today, in that in this series, any day that British is not in my chat, we do very well. And so if we manage to continue on this trajectory and we do very well, I might have to ban the most active person in my chat when it comes to F1 22, just to save our skin at Haas, just because we can't afford not to, because there was one day, it was on Monday. Was it Monday? It might have been Monday or last Friday, where he missed, and we win like 3 races in a row with Pierre won. Like Pierre won 2 races in a row, and back-to-back races were a 1-2 for Haas. And then he showed up the next day. Pierre still won the next 3 races, but there were mistakes all over the place. Like absolutely like crazy levels of mistakes. That really made it more interesting, and I don't understand how he does it, but that's just how it goes, and I don't understand how he does it. Even in one of my YouTube videos I put up for actually Red Bull Ring last season, I think I titled it like Black Magic. It was something about Black Magic and how that like almost ruins our race or something like that. I don't know how he does it, but he does. I don't know. Continuing on, continuing on.
We've just had a car run wide.
Bottas! Bottas running wide! Oh, I missed it. I would have seen it. I missed it. Oh, right into the gravel. Oh, he's falling right back into Yuki's hands. Is that Yuki? No, Zhou. It was Zhou. It looked like Yuki, unless Zhou just, I don't know. That was crazy. I don't know. Verstappen is defending like a madman against Ricardo right here, by the way. Just an absolute mad lad. Good Mick with a little bit of pace today. We'll drop them both down. Pierre is built back up. Who was it? Who done it? You.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Oh, Stroll. Get strolled. You strolled yourself. How does it feel, Lance? You strolled yourself. Alright, it looks as though... Who done it? You. Ferrari. Sainz.
Oh, they've run wide.
Carlos. Dude, Carlos is having a nightmare of a season as well. Oh, he did the same thing. Oh, he did the same thing.
Now they're paying the price.
Oh, Carlos. Dude, Ferrari is having a nightmare this season. Like, they're having an absolute mare of a season. Come on, Daniel. Keep fighting. Pressurize that lad. Very interesting. Any other fun battles going on? We have Zhou, who is trying to catch Bottas, but also defending from Leclerc. Looks like he's more worried about defending Leclerc than he is attacking Valtteri. They are on the same tire, so there's that. Leclerc thinks about it into turn 1, doesn't make the move, pulls out of the slipstream again. DRS lap opening, but Zhou also with DRS is going to defend that position well enough. Everyone, this is the problem with Austria when you really get down and boil it down, in that with so many DRS zones back to back to back, it's so hard to really attack. And even in this section, this middle of the track section right here, there's not really many good overtaking zones. Like really the only overtaking zones are turns 1, 3, and 4. And other than that, there's not a whole lot you can really do here if you're Leclerc. Zhou though, back to pressuring Valtteri. We'll hop back on board with him. Yellow. Oh, who done it? The Aston Martins are just having an absolute nightmare. They're having an absolute nightmare. I don't understand. Zhou going for it. DRS opening into turn 1, will not pull out and make the move. I think Bottas is on the hards. He is on the hards. And the tire jag in this race is just non-existent, which I guess is kind of to be expected when there's basically three straights. Like three, you got what, the start pit straight, the second straight, the back straight, and like the run down to like the final two right-handers to get back to the main straight, where it's not a whole lot you really could do to really wear down the tires much. As we get, well, we're looking at lap 29. As we get closer to our pit stops, we're going to determine who gets the first pit stop based entirely on who is going to get DRS going down the start finish straight. That is going to be that's going to be how we decide who gets the first pit stop. Because we want to give that person as much of an advantage as we can. Speed it up here a little bit as well, as we're kind of just biding our time at this point.
I think we've had a car run
Oh,
away.
Leclerc having a nightmare, down to P8. Yuki, one spot outside the points. Can he make it work though? That is the question. We have entered the pit window. So we're still here watching Verstappen versus Daniel, which isn't even really much of a fight because they are on two completely different strategies and in two completely different races in the grand scheme of things. Sector 2, who done it? Oh, that's a Mercedes. Russell.
Is that a lockup?
Dude.
Here's the replay. Now let's
All
look at
the
this.
teams
Here's
fighting
George
us,
Russell.
all on his own, not even being pressured, just
Heavy on the brakes, and they've locked up.
runs straight, runs true. Daniel doing a really good job of defending against Verstappen here. Medium tire will do wonders against that hard, but the mediums are going to start falling off a little bit. So, I mean, the hards are still are into the low 70s, at least for Verstappen. So there is that, but interesting. I imagine we'll start seeing medium runners pitting soon. Likely this lap. Here's where we're going to determine, we'll hop back on board with us. Here's where we're going to determine who gets to pit, likely at the end of the next lap. As whoever basically is leading into the, I can't remember what turn this is. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Just ignore for right now. I don't know. Whoever's leading into this back straights where the Astons are now is going to pit first. Hopefully giving the other one DRS in the process. It looks like Mick is going to be leading. All right, Mick is leading, which means we box for hards. Now Mick. Pierre, I'm also going to go ahead and set his up, but then we're going to come back in here and delay by 1 lap, and we continue on. As all, it looks like Daniel did indeed pit, so now Verstappen in a bit of clean air. The problem is he has a 12.3 second gap to go here. As Mick into the box, he goes, will likely come out behind Verstappen, hopefully not too far either. Oh, get out in front of that group, Mick. Oh, he falls down a lot further than I was really hoping he would. All right, Pierre is going to be in the box this lap. Mick, you are 1.7, 1.9, 2 seconds off. Let's see if we can close up that 1 second gap to Sonoda ahead and see if we can make something happen here. Dude, our pit box is so far away, it's ridiculous. Is he gonna come? Do we overcut or undercut ourselves? They come out side by side. Mick will hold the lead. Actually gonna deploy Mick a little bit. Oh, he gives Pierre DRS. Actually, never mind. Gasly makes the move. Oh, we're watching our drivers fight. Oh, you don't want to fight here. Alright, they are back within DRS of Sonoda. So, honestly, at this point, I'm totally content to just get dragged along by these hard tires ahead of us. So Farmer, I'm okay just doing this. We're gonna try and keep as much of a tire delta as possible throughout this race, should we need to make a push down the stretch. And we're well within a pit stop of Verstappen at this point, thanks to that like 12 to 13 second gap we had initially. So I think at this point we are entirely content to just be here. We'll likely even have a little more natural pace than Yuki anyway, so if they might naturally move up even on light tires. So we're having a drag race down the back straight. Love to see it. Bottas making a move up into P2. We'll see if the Mercedes can drag this group forward closer to Verstappen. Verstappen runs a 107.9. Bottas runs a 107.3. 0.6 into the Red Bull there. Tire check. All about the same, besides us, obviously. Be interesting to see how the race continues to develop. Like I said, we're entirely content just to hang out on light tires, save that tire delta so we can really hammer it at the end, as well as with fuel and DRS. We're actually just biding our time. I'm not gonna lie though, it would be nice if Pierre or Mick wanted to make the move on the Williams and move up ahead of the Williams, because that does scare me just a little bit. Who made the mistake, by the way?
Oh, did someone
Oh, dude, Russell George is having an absolute nightmare of an Austrian Grand Prix. I'm not joking. He started P19, currently P19 with down there with the Astons. That is not exactly where you want to be. Checo also having a bit of a nightmare when he ran wide earlier. Yuki though running in P4. Obviously it's not a true P4, but currently is running P4. Good for him. Like Verstappen is holding on to that lead as Zhou and Valtteri are continuing to fight. It looks like they're side by side actually. They are indeed side by side, at least they were for a good period there. We'll hop on board here as, you know, we're not really doing anything too crazy. Ooh, even without DRS, Valtteri takes a brief poke into lead there. I'm also kind of hoping we can pressurize Yuki into making a mistake potentially and allow us to get up past him. But I imagine that what we did 29 laps on the medium, so we're probably getting closer ish here in the next 5 laps. Probably is when the hard tire runners will start to box themselves. They're doing pretty a-okay. Nobody, there we go, finally overtook Yuki, and now we're kind of going around the outside of Valtteri here. Pierre is feeling it apparently. Mick, I am again entirely okay with him just sitting behind and taking that position for free once they start boxing. I don't want him making any mistakes that we don't have to be. Pierre naturally moves himself back up into P2, and realistically we could put him back up to
Haas with an overtake.
standard tires, and he'll definitely have the pace to start breaking into that Verstappen lead. With Mick, we're entirely okay just holding on. Who made a mistake? I saw it. Verstappen made a mistake. He ran wide on turn 7. Uh-oh. Oh, dude, what a popular spot to be running wide today. Oh no. Oh no, Max. All right, back on board here with Pierre. I mean, I'm not even gonna push fuel. I mean, we have the pace. We closed up 4 full seconds at that point, and Verstappen is having an absolute nightmare now. Us with 90% hard tires, him with 58% old hard tires, him still needing to make a pit stop, us right here with them. Not gonna touch fuel. I'm not gonna touch anything I don't have to. We have the pace over Bottas, and we have the pace over Verstappen at the same time. I could potentially try and move Mick past Yuki. Might step over here and see if there's something we can do for Mick. Do it down the second. We'll do it after turn 1. We will turn up the tires a little bit though. All right, who done it?
Was that a lock-up on the
Magnussen
track?
locking up. Kevin in the bin. Oh, and we get DRS. Beautiful stuff, Mick. Beautiful stuff. Joe pits, which means the hard tire runners are likely also making their pit stop this lap or the next lap, depending on who they are. Pierre is pressurizing Verstappen like nobody I've ever seen before. Verstappen dives into the pits. We're away. Mick inherits second place, as well as the fastest lap, and we are well on our way here. In 10.7 second gap behind to Leclerc, who still has to make his stop, as well as Ocon, Norris. Ricardo will inherit P3 when all of these guys make their stops, so we are doing a-okay at this point. Leclerc dives into the box. Ocon inherits third. Ocon still has not boxed. This is going to be an interesting one. Watches Lando now going on the young Frenchman. The British versus the French, a tale as old as time. Dives down the inside and is trying to make it stick. They're going side by side through this part of the circuit that you really don't want to be going side by side. Will they both dive into the box? I would be inclined to imagine that neither. They might be doing the hard to soft one stop, which I actually find fascinating. What tires are they on? 51 and 54. 51 and 54, that's not bad. I mean, they're going to be able to go, they're probably targeting lap 55-ish, 10-ish more laps, something like that. Sounds about right. It is a very, very, very fun one. Apologies, 1 second. Where is it? Where is it? Russell? Oh, dude, George having an absolute nightmare. This is how exciting this race is. But actually. Oh, they're in the box. Was I right? Yeah. On stops 100%. My father is texting me because he also can feel it. This really is. I mean, British really is. I'm gonna tag him in Discord real quick. Pause.
I think someone's run wide.
Oh, and now Verstappen's running wide. Oh, an absolute nightmare. Man, not a whole lot going on here. Who's like the next? Verstappen now behind Valtteri Bottas. We can watch this battle here while we literally just sit here and watch. Sit here and wait. Verstappen does move ahead briefly. He went from battling Daniel for the entire like first stint, and now he's gonna be battling Bottas for the entire rest of this stint. Oh, that's a McLaren. That's Checo or Lando. Lando in the bin, spinning.
Watch this. We're looking at Lando Norris.
Oh, pressurized by the Ferrari, I guess.
This is where they spun.
Horrific. They put this on television. Wow. Dude, Ricardo cannot keep up with the Red Bull and the Mercedes. I think that really is showing exactly the pace difference between these two. Sector 2. Checo! What is up with the McLaren in that
I
corner?
think there's been a lockup. Let's take a closer look.
McLaren should boycott this corner of the F1 calendar.
Sergio Perez.
This run just goes straight.
That's the lockup.
McLaren having an absolute nightmare. Look at 7 and Yuki Tsunoda in the points, ladies and gentlemen. Dragging that Williams up there. Love to see it. It's exciting stuff. Who's got DRS? Max gets DRS. Flying. Valtteri comes back and with the DRS. Oh, the great equalizer. No. No, dude. No. Oh, of course they both just passed the pit entry. Is the safety car like out? Is it going to catch him? It is not.
Safety car.
How long was that a softs last? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, we're definitely putting a set of softs on. Yeah, we're definitely putting a set of softs on. 100%. 100%.
Multiple cars, I think.
Alright. We definitely have the gap to box both of them, and so we shall. Fresh set of softs. Throw on a fresh set of boots there. And away we go. We'll speed this part up. Safety car's out. We are in. Oh, doubly so. Oh, what are we talking about here? Fresh set of softs, max DRS, so much fuel to burn. Oh, we're gonna be flying. We are gonna be flying. They're gonna have to like fix the lapped car situation, and that's only happening like once everyone else like catches up. Yeah, there goes the lapped cars. I guess it's just Lance, which I find hilarious. Speed this up a little bit.
Safety car will be in this lap.
Safety car is in this lap. The first time we're gonna use ERS. We're flying. We should be. We're on fresh softs versus everyone else's used mediums. We're flying. Oh my god. Oh, the gaps. Oh, the gaps we're absolutely pulling right now. Oh my god, 2 seconds on Bottas already. Oh my god. That's a fast lap. There's gonna be a multiple. There's gonna be another fastest lap right here, by the way. A 104.7. A fastest lap at the beginning of the race was like a 108, by the way. We are gone. I mean, I do want to create a little bit of a buffer between Mick and Pierre here.
DRS is enabled. DRS is enabled.
Go ahead and recharge your ERS for me, Mick. Don't need anything untoward happening. Three and a half seconds into. Oh my god, we're flying. And Stroll is crying. But like actually.
Got loads of energy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, copy.
Oh, dude, Van Dorn, you got to get your stuff together.
They've locked up and gone straight on.
5 seconds between us and Bottas, by the way. Now Verstappen. Crazy. Yuki into P5, by the way. The Williams getting multiple points. Oh, I want to team orders this so bad, but I say I won't do that. Once Pierre gets max ERS, that's when I'll do the thing. No, he's definitely getting it into right here. Yeah. Loads of energy.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, we're doing the thing. Back to this battle. Who's gonna come out on top for the last step of the podium here? They continue to battle. Tire check between these two. 61% for Bottas, 60% for Verstappen. Very close. Going to be a great battle down the stretch here. Also definitely shows the pace difference between us to Red Bull and Mercedes to everyone else, as we pulled a 7-second gap on them, granted soft tires, while they pulled a 5-second gap on, again, different tires, but effectively the same tires. Oh, someone in the bed. No, Yuki. No, Yuki, no, not like this, Yuki, no. You were in 5th, Yuki. Well, you were in 5th. I think you were hanging out in 6th, I think. Oh, Yuki, no, not like this, Yuki. Oh, my sweet boy. I was rooting for you. Only a couple of laps left here. Oh, I'm heartbroken for Yuki. Oh, he was doing so well this race. He was doing so well. What? That's a shame. That really is. Who's gonna win between Mick and we'll jump back over to that battle on the last lap. But this battle's been very entertaining to watch. Going into the final lap of the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring, it is going to be Pierre leading Mick onto the final lap of the race. Let's see who of our drivers wants it the most. Same tires, same machinery. Who wants it? It looks like Mick is probably going to be... No, Pierre gets DRS. Uh-oh, Mick. I think that's going to do it. I think Pierre is going to come home for his win. Unless, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We wouldn't do that to Pierre. These guys earned it. They deserved it. Pierre Gasly wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Mick comes home second as well. Jump on board as Verstappen will finish off the podium. Red Bull will get a double points finish thanks to some mistakes from everyone else, but it is a Haas 1-2. Both Haas rounds out the podiums. Verstappen followed by Leclerc, followed by Zhou onto the into the points. I don't know. I don't remember if Alfa Romeo had gotten points yet this season. Something interesting to watch for sure. But that will do it for the Austrian Grand Prix here at the Red Bull Ring.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars.
Flew us to the stars. 1-2 for Gunther. 1-2 for Gunther. Let's go. We've gotten quite a few 1-2s this season. We are flying.
Never have a team been
Next
more
season won't
deserving
even
of a
be
podium.
that much of a drop off because we really only had a minor, there was a chassis focused technical regulation change, which even then wasn't that much. So realistically, we're gonna be flying going into next year. You can't even see.
The Frenchman was in
Who's on the podium? Couldn't tell.
today,
Let's
fully
go.
deserving of his podium finish here.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I can't wait for more.
Alongside them, of course, the other two talented drivers completing today's podium lineup.
Attaboy Valtteri, back on the podium.
As they're having a very successful day at the races.
Not bad at all. The team in the pit will be happy with that.
We're very happy with that.
After a intense weekend,
Yes. Williams, it's James. Yeah, I saw that. I think that's going to be very, very interesting to see, to say the least. Oh, 16 point, 11 point. Oh, fine. Yeah, I didn't either. To be fair, I didn't really know who exactly they were going to be going after. Oh, Mick passes Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship. A Haas 1-2 in the Drivers is on the table. But yeah, I didn't really know who they would be targeting in general, but I think that's actually a really good I think that's a really good pickup for them. I think that he'll work out pretty well for them in the long run, or at least I hope so. Chassis research is completed. Now we had Andrea and James will be their first year as team. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. We have a requires response. Yeah, we're getting so close to the beginning of the season. Aston only, yeah, I know. That's what a shame, dude. They have had a horrific. You can't. I don't think you can see it. Or no, you can see it. You can see it. Yeah, they've had a horrific, an absolutely horrific season so far this year. Stroll is Stroll, and Van Dorn is felt like he's made a mistake like every round, like multiple mistakes every round so far. Ferrari's nightmare continues as they move down into P4 in the constructors as Mercedes continues their climb. Dude, it's fascinating. But nonetheless, on to the next one. We have round 12 here, circuit Paul Ricard. We have oh yes, the F1 in schools regulation, as well as the sporting changes. Perfect. We're gonna do these things one at a time. Research for chassis completed. I mean, can I just jump in and do another one? I'm about to. We need to get this one as high up as we can. Everything else be danged. Because if we can overcome that, we will be flying not only this year, but next year as well. Logan Sargent and Iwasa's scouting is completed. At this point, we're kind of just scouting effectively, you know, as many drivers as we can. Ideally, we're looking kind of like in this range. I don't really know exactly like who we're looking for per se, but we're keeping an eye out for like these guys, like 20 in there, 75 overall, like kind of like that kind of stuff for the future. Keeping an eye out for the future. I just like this dude's name, not even gonna lie. We have the scouts, might as well use it. Regulation votes. We have noticed that powertrain car parts are significant in cost for small teams. This all the speed proposed. Reducing the limits of all engine, ERS, and gearbox car parts for the next season. Oh, reducing them back? Heck no. Heck no. That's ridiculous. We worked hard to get that one in. It's been a godsend. It's been so nice. I vote against this, and it's going to pass because, of course, it will. F1 in schools. Yes, I would love to attend the Aramco F1 in Schools World Finals to spread awareness about careers in science and engineering. That's also just me. That takes care of email. Mick has a dev point. We are going to be putting that into his cornering. Should have been reactions. I saw it as I was clicking the button. Dale also has one. We're going to put that into his accuracy. Other than that, I don't think there's anything coming. We have a design complete in Saturday. A new suspension design is completed. We'll go ahead and get that going. Our memorabilia room is needing a refurbishing. We'll go ahead and take care of that as well. To manufacture a few of these. 14 days, even rushed. Even rushed, we're not going to get them all done for Belgium, so we're just going to do these normal, and we'll bring them in later. When does the next ATR period start? Board review. On August 31st. We have a while. Wait, no, we're here. We have a month. Ew. We have a month. We need to do something. You've got 3. I'm doing a research for you. I do need to do you, but I'm researching. I could do doing a side pod. I could do a rear wing, I suppose. Not really a whole lot I could do. I don't know. I might do another suspension and focus on cooling, because apparently our brakes are always just really bad. 23 days. I think that'll take us pretty much right up until the next one starts. So that'll be a-okay by me. Our regulation votes are in. Our car part test center has been upgraded. We're going to be flying. Of course it passes. Red Bull, Alpha Tauri, and Aston. Oof. Our limit for components next year is going down. That's horrific. I do not like. I do not appreciate. Management of that has been really nice for the last like 2 seasons. I think I got that maybe my first season, and it's been wonderful not having to worry about it. All right, 2 cars into Q3, 2 cars in the top 6. Finish position, we'll do 2 in the top 6, and these are both going, so those are done and dusted. Anything else to do? We do have $21 million. What do we have any facilities that could use upgrading? I do want to get my design center up. I think that's like 30. Yeah, that's 32 million. So I think we're just gonna save our money. But for now, let's go to the French Grand Prix weekend.
It's
Lovely
Grand Prix
stuff.
time here at
Lovely
Castellet.
stuff.
The very first horseless carriage race was organised in France in 1894. Since then, well, the carriages have only gotten faster. For the Grand Prix here, Paul Ricard boasts a fine collection of low, medium and high-speed corners.
Yes, yes, yes. Paul Ricard is Paul Ricard. Alrighty. Practice components go back in. Paul Ricard is also kind of like a power circuit. Alright. Car set up for. We are in France. 6, 11.5, 4.6, 3.25, and 0.35. Perfect. Do 18 laps. Sure. Practice components in. Box. I mean, you're basically a practice component at this point. Done. Setup. It was 6, 11.5, Was it 4.6? Minus 3.25 and minus and 0.35. Done, done, done. 18 laps. Go to practice. Manage FP1. Away we go.
Radio check.
Radio check. Okay. Radio check. Okay.
It should be green now.
Alright, go, go, go. We're flying. And we're waiting. I mean, yeah, we're just waiting. Like, there's just actually like just waiting. It's kind of all we're doing at this point. Might be loud. Haha! Success.
What's your thoughts on coming
Nine,
in?
oh, 91.
Doing any more?
This is why we hire British as our
Oh no, it feels really good.
Copy. Technical chief. 87% for PR.
How's the balance?
Very, very nice job.
Copy.
Oh god, I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I don't want to play with it too much. Now, Pierre, we might toy around with a little more. Like that. Don't want to do anything too drastic, but also I do want to get it closer. Here's apparently is going to take a little longer. Bada bing, bada boom, and now we wait.
We've just had a car run wide. We've just had a spin.
Hakan spinning. Hakan is spinning. Practice is the worst part of this game. Fortunately, it really is. 90%. We're up to, or right, I think it was 91. So I think it would actually went down a smidge.
The checkered flag is now out.
Checker flag out. Pierre finish. Finish.
What do you think?
87. It went up 1.
I'm really pleased.
I mean, that's still good enough for me.
Copy that.
I just cannot, for the life of me, be bothered to do. I didn't mean to do practice 2, but all right. How do we do? We were fast. 89 and 92, sure. Sim that session as well. We finish at 94 and 91. I will take that every single day of the week, twice on Sundays. Will not complain in the slightest. ERS goes to this one. And engine. We'll go back. We'll take a step back. We're all right. We need to think long term. We got to keep a little long term in mind here on what we're using. Yeah, we'll get through France. We'll get through France on this set of components, and then we'll likely move on to the next set for everything else.
Green light, green light.
Mine's going with the first group, as does Leclerc and Norris. Go ahead and send Mick right there. I'll actually send Pierre right after Sainz and Doohan, and hope that we get through most of the lap. Potentially holding up Verstappen a little bit on the way would be lovely. Should catch Verstappen. Oh, Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc did us absolutely dirty there. Mick is fine. Pierre is likely going to have to go again because he got held up by Leclerc majorly. Yeah, over 3/10. Like well over 3/10. We'll see how the rest of the that likely is good enough for this group in Q1, but in Q2 that's a no-go by far. He did the thing. He did the thing. He did the thing. Mouse, there it is. Hey, we back. You and you. Do it. Q1, here we go. Wow, signs out immediately. There goes Leclerc and Norris. Gonna try and get sneaky and send them both before the first group really comes through, and hope that, kind of like that, a lot of them decide to go in between there and there. Mick is going to get a clean lap, and Pierre is also going to get a clean lap. That's beautiful. Things you love to see. We will be done and dusted here in Q1. We'll go ahead and we're going to pay attention to Pierre. Make sure he comes into the pits this time. I don't know why he didn't last time.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
All right, Mick, into the pits, please. Thank you. Pierre, into the pits, please. Thank you. All right, and now we can continue on.
Someone's run wide.
I mean, Pierre is 4/10 clear of Mick, who was a tenth and a half faster than Sainz. What kind of pace do we really have? That's absurd. Also, I'm realizing now that I literally started another suspension design right after I just manufactured a bunch of new ones. So I'm literally gonna make new ones, put them on, come out with, and then immediately come in with another design and another set of new ones. I think I'm just I think I actually am laundering money at this point. I think I'm actually laundering money. Here goes fastest. Things that you are not surprised to say in the slightest. And pretty smooth sailing so far tonight when it comes to everything. Start the timer. Joe's gonna go out. Then Leclerc. Then Mick. And then Yuki. And then everyone else apparently. We'll go ahead and send Pierre out with that the back end of that group, and I think that's almost everybody. Bottas and Verstappen are going to not get into Mick's way. That's beautiful. Pierre likely is going to catch Russell on the back end after the chicane. By the look of it, shouldn't get in his way. He does not. That's what you love to see. Bottas is getting a taste of his own medicine. Oh, dude, Bottas is just getting out. Oh, Bottas. Oh, no, the lad. Oh, no. Oh, 1.8 seconds off. Oh, jeez. That's the worst. You know, you hate to see it. You really do. But at the same time, I think we'll be all right. Honestly, what's a strategy for Paul Ricard really look like? I mean, realistically, if we did anything, we would be doing a medium soft, so we don't need to save an extra set of softs or anything. We could do like a medium soft, but that just sounds pointless. All right, as they start now, send Mick, send Pierre. I'm not even gonna watch. I mean, at this point, we have the pace to do kind of whatever we want. As Pierre does get across the line. Perfect. And I mean, we're already through. Mick goes. Russell briefly beat us, but not to be outdone. Pierre immediately puts in 1.5 tenths on top of George's head. As we move on now to Q3 here in France. Gonna be a fun one as like everybody's out. Go ahead and speed through these. Pierre likely gets the, yeah, everyone's getting a clean lap here. Yeah, everybody's getting a clean lap. That's fine. All right, he could have had a clean lap until he did that. That's fine. It's all gonna come down to this last lap, regardless. All right, that's fine. Mick put in a pretty decent lap there, but is gonna need his best as we come down here to the final lap. We're really gonna give Pierre the maximum amount of space to put it on pole and not really be pressured at all. As Mick will come and start his lap, he'll hop on board with Pierre. Actually, we can watch Mick first and then hop on board with Pierre, as you know, he's an entire sector behind at this point. Let's go. Mick improving on his first sector down the back straight to the left-right chicane here in the confusing layout that is Paul Ricard. He goes green, second sector. Mick is going to need a decent amount of improvement if he's going to want to put it on the front rope. Here goes purple, first sector. That's a beautiful indication of the kind of pace we have around here when we're not running wide. Purple middle sector, Pierre. Mick rounding the last few corners onto the start finish straight. DRS opening up to the line. E4 for Mick. That's actually very surprising. As Pierre will come through and likely put it on pole, which he does easily. Wait a second. Where's Verstappen? Is Verstappen having an absolute nightmare? Verstappen having an absolute nightmare. Wait a minute, how did I miss that? How did I miss that? That's crazy to me. Wow, I was not expecting that. I was genuinely shocked, but I did not see Verstappen up there. I should have been paying more attention. Qualifying has become too, I've become too nonplussed, too nonchalant about this. This is crazy. All right, this looks like pretty much the same thing as we saw in Austria. The only difference is we're not having a front row lockout, but we're going to do the same for both. I don't think, yeah, so I don't know if either of them is going to be better than this. But we have one on pole, one on 5th position. Let's go to France. One stop for both. Should be a good one. We've been kind of rolling lately.
Overcast day for the drivers who've now taken position.
It's gonna be a chilly day. Here we go.
Here we go with the French Grand Prix.
The French Grand Prix.
It's lights out
And away we go. Tire check, tire check. All mediums, both McLarens on hards. Bottas also on hards. Everyone in the top 5 on the mediums. Pierre is likely just going to run away. Mick, we're hoping maybe make some moves. See if he's bold enough to make a move here on Leclerc coming out of the chicane. Just pull out. Maybe going to make a move up the inside. Got the pace down the inside of the Red Bull. Love to see it up into P4. Let's see if we can get the Ferrari napping. Sainz having a pretty good start. Mick getting his nose up in there. It's going to turn into the inside on the last corner. Gets a good exit. Mick into P2. Now having to defend from Sainz though. Oh, they're going side by side the whole way through. Who's gonna do it? There we go, Mick. Attaboy. Stick to.
Haas with an
There we go. Mick up into the podium places in this one. As long as we're within DRS of the Mercedes, we will be entirely vibing in this one. Great start here in Le Castellet. Couldn't really have asked for a better start to this one. Pierre's been able to open up a little bit. DRS is enabled now.
DRS will be active.
We'll hopefully see Mick be able to make a pretty powerful move by the Mercedes here, or minimum at least, you know, put him right up the gearbox. As Sainz misses out on DRS, it is now going to be hounded by Leclerc, I'm sure, as Mick sends one up the inside into Russell. Not close enough to make it stick, but I like the effort. I like the effort, Mick. Settle in behind, relax. Long way to go in this one. Yeah, it's medium tires all the way to P7. Not surprised by that. Sainz still not getting DRS. Tough break for the Scuderia, as Mick will be right on the gearbox of George Russell all the way through sector 1. Hopefully he'll be a little bit closer this time to make the move he failed to make last time here, as he gets a decent exit. DRS opening. Gonna go down the outside this time, which will turn into the inside of the chicane, and hopefully we'll be able to finish off the move he does. That's a Haas 1-2 once again as we continue. Actually, Russell Russell thought about it. Oh, he does come back to it. Oh, wowee. George putting up a fight. George heard all the smack we were talking at the Austrian Grand Prix, and he's not giving up without a fight here. Verstappen having an absolute dog of a race so far, all the way down there in P11. Joining Valtteri Bottas, apparently, who also did not have a good start. Was Bottas on the hards? Yeah. Yeah, Bottas on the hards, doing the split strategy to George here, currently in P2, but may change here in a moment. I'm wondering if Mercedes brought some straight line speed upgrades, because man, they are flying in a straight line, that's for sure. Sainz threatening to get back into DRS range. We would really prefer it if he did not. He's really teetering there. I don't know what we need to do to make sure he doesn't, but it would be lovely, you know, to make sure that he's not continuing to drag us forward. Leclerc gets DRS and attack Sainz moving up into P4. Hopefully that will occupy him and Sainz a little bit, as Mick is still just battling away here of George. Looks like it's gonna be very similar to the first DRS lap. We're gonna go side by side, and Russell having the inside line into this fast right-hander will likely pull forward, and Mick will likely concede the position right there. Pull back in, and away we go for another round. It's a fascinating battle to watch so far. You're not surprised. Here, guys, the fastest lap, fastest man on the circuit right now. It's also a great example of why we always overfuel the cars by a lap, because we can leave them on push fuel for the first 8+ laps, and we'll get the benefit of not having to concede at all.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Yeah, these two have been going back and forth for a little bit, Crofty. I don't think we should be too surprised by this at all. Making a try go around the outside of turn 1. A little unconventional, but he does get the move to work.
Haas with an overtake.
Oh, second one, who done it? Joe?
Look at that.
Sonoda!
They've gone wide.
Yuki! Dude, look at Sainz up here battling for P4, and you have Ocon down there in P14. I'm sure Ferrari are really appreciating the efforts by the Frenchman in the Scuderia. Mick still just hanging out behind the Mercedes. At this point, I'm really considering just like decreasing the fuel push, sitting behind the Merc,
Haas with an overtake there.
and kind of just getting dragged along with DRS usually, because I mean Paul Ricard usually just operates like that. So if we just end up sitting behind, I think that's pretty a-okay. I'm also gonna lower Pierre's fuel as well. We'll see what the pace looks like from here, but he does have about a 4-second buffer behind, so should be okay. And also, I mean, he's obviously running in 4 seconds worth of clean air, but he should have pretty good pace, not having to battle anyone. Is Mick still gonna make that move into turn 1 at the inside for this chicane as he forces himself wide? Oh, Mick, you don't want to be going side by side when it gets DRS. All right. Oh, terrible exit from Mick. George is going to be flying by, although Mick's straight line speed is pretty good. You can thank the Red Bull powertrains for that, as we near a quarter of the, or 20% of the way through this race. I think we'll just let this go for a little bit. Let's see if we'll drop back and see what the rest of the field looks like, as we see Sainz battling Ricciardo for P4 here. So there's a bit of a train gathering behind the Alpine. Nothing too shocking. I think Verstappen still down there. P11 is probably the biggest.
That's a new race position for Haas.
It's probably the biggest surprise that we've seen so far. Ocon, about what you would expect. Van Dorn and Stroll bringing up the rear, I think, is probably the least shocking thing we've seen so far. Besides, you know, also Pierre
It's a
leading.
race position gained for Mercedes.
Russell and Mick are just literally just going back and forth. So that's pretty a-okay. What lap are we looking to pit? We're looking to pit lap 22. So we're halfway through our first stint. We've used 30-ish% of our tires so far. Things are going pretty well. I think I'm going to use this lap to harvest ERS for Mick, so he has the max. And he should get, I mean, he'll be pulled along by DRS because that's how powerful DRS here is. As they're almost going side by side, 2 by 2 down the back DRS straight. But nonetheless, we continue on. Into sector 3 we go. Sainz unable to make the move on Daniel. Fascinating stuff, really. Who's the real winners here? I think Perez on the hards, which really aren't holding on that much longer than the mediums are, which is interesting. As Sainz does get around Ricardo finally. I think whoever's running on the hards getting dragged along like this is probably the best case scenario. For them at least, because they are on the, you know, the quote-unquote slower tire, even though I'm not quite so sure it's really as slow as the people want them to think. Especially now when you're running in, you know, this much traffic for sure. Schumacher has the fastest lap of the race. Fascinating stuff. A 1:35.6. Up into P2, although it looks like they're going side by side currently. Like Mick does get DRS down the back straight though.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Like he does not make the move though, so there's that. That's fine. These guys have been going side by side for a little bit. As we march on. I was like, we're gonna speed this up a little bit. I would love an opportunity to harvest a little bit with Pierre and rebuild that up a little bit, but we've slowly been grinding up this gap behind, and I really want to continue to do so. I think we'll end up boxing Mick first for this. We'll probably box him on the ideal lap.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Let's see if we can cover off from Russell. Unless we're... No, I don't think the DRS into the main straight is going to be really that powerful, but kind of just a lot of running right now. Not a whole lot going on per se. We have entered our pit window, but like I said, we're kind of just continuing on at the moment. Nothing too crazy going on. Mick got the notification for his pit window. We are going to be boxing Mick this lap. We box Mick this lap for hards. We're going to try and cover off, what's his name? Actually, we're going to hop on board with Mick here to make sure that we get by, what's his name? George. And get into the box ahead.
Box.
Copy for box.
Yeah, we want to fly away here. We'll be boxing Pierre at the end of the next lap. I'm also just gonna go ahead and set him up while we're here. He'll be boxing at the end of the next lap. It should be deploying, aggressive tiring, aggressive pushing, all of this stuff. We are gonna try and right here probably bump him back down on everything. Away we go. Russell does not pit. We are attempting to undercut the Mercedes here. We'll just stay here because why not? This Mick comes in, out, 2.9 second stop. Still need to work on that. We're working on it in the long run, but Mick will come out in some clean air. Beautiful. He will have Joe to contend with. He was on old hards and we're on the new hards. Pierre here we will hop on board with while we continue pushing through the long right-hander. We'll go ahead and bump him back down. He will be boxing this lap with 5-second gap behind to Russell and a 12-second gap behind to Sainz, but Russell also in the box. Looks like Sainz also, yeah, everyone in the top 6 is coming in. In, out, 2.7 second stop is actually really good for us. Hopefully we come out, and we do, we'll come out in clean air. Yuki is right behind us on old mediums. So it looks like Yuki's likely not gonna get DRS off of us here. So even though we box Mick first, Pierre still comes out four positions further up the road, just from traffic by the looks of it. But we still have, I mean, Pierre is obviously still a net P1. We did not successfully cover off George Russell, but Mick is right there. So this is going to be a battle pretty much the rest of the way. Gonna try and make the move into turn 1 again. Oh, he gets it done. What a king. I mean, Pierre is just in the ultimate clean air.
Haas with an overtake.
And we'll just continue on as there's not really a whole lot for us to do, really. I'm interested to see this lap time versus the leaders.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Yuki in the pits. We ran 1.7, right? Yeah, 1.7 seconds a lap faster than
Haas with an
the
overtake
front group.
there.
And then K-Mag at least 1.4 seconds a lap faster than Perez in the front group.
Mercedes
Yeah,
moved
we're
up a
flying in comparison to the front groups. Who made a mistake? Oh, Daniel, no,
Oh, we've had a spin.
not like this, Daniel. Here finally gets by poor old K-Mag, and hopefully we'll start to put in a little bit of work. Although, actually no, they're probably going to stay out here for a little bit, so we are going to be making a lot of headway rather, into the first group. I mean, we're going to be catching them in a lap or two. Go ahead and push fuel. We'll cut that gap even faster, because the sooner that we catch up to them, the sooner, I mean, the larger the gap is going to be. Mick and George still doing their thing. Pierre in a lap is cut it down 2 seconds.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
I mean, realistically, where I'm going to be on them at the end of the next lap.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Like, almost getting DRS kind of thing. Like, I'll put Pierre on to save tires, but he'll likely still pass them. Oh,
Haas
Russ.
has moved up the field.
I'll say George getting held up slightly thanks to K-Mag, but not enough. Someone made a mistake. I missed it. You, Ocon?
Oh, did
Maloney!
someone
Oh, Maloney, I feel like it's been such a long time since I've seen your name. That's unfortunate, really. Alright, Nick, relax. Take a load off. Pierre back into the lead. Mick back onto the podium, catching Norris very quickly. He's in the pit. And away we go. Back to standard for Pierre. With Mick, I'm going to leave him on light. I'm going to see if we can regain a little bit of this. Yeah, we're well under the tires of George Russell. I'm going to see if we can kind of gain some of that back by just hanging back as much as we can. But we're kind of just chugging along. Only 16 laps remaining. Someone making a mistake briefly running wide. Maybe at McLaren. No, Maloney again. Where are you, Maloney? Down there, P19. That's a tough one. Even the Astons are doing better than you, Maloney and Joe. I think that's pretty much a death knell, a death sentence around here. But nonetheless, the gaps do be looking pretty good. As Mick has managed to regain. Verstappen spin. Oh, dude, Verstappen in the mud. Verstappen in the absolute mud. Mick has managed to regain a couple of percentage points on Russell here. I think for Mick, I think he'd be happy. I think we're happy with Mick on the podium here and just kind of pressurizing George Russell a little bit, keeping him occupied instead of trying to push forth and catching Pierre. Let's see what conserved tires looks like. I mean, DRS is a very powerful tool in these cars. It looks like conserved might be a little too much. But I mean that back straight is crazy.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
All right, we're going back up to. I mean, we gained another percentage back. There's that. People keep making mistakes in the end of Sector 2, Sector 3. Ricardo running wide again on turn 11. Come on, Danny boy. We got this. And mix smoothness is just not where it needs to be, realistically. As we are 6 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. I think once we get closer to lap 50 is when we'll hop back on board with Mick and, you know, seeing what we can make happen. See if we can get another Haas 1-2 on the books tonight, which I am all for. Van Dorn locking up into turn 7. Absolute nightmare scenario for them. Doing all he needs to do, which is just hang on to the back of George Russell with plenty of ERS and plenty of fuel. We'll hop on board with Mick at the end of this lap and try to make something happen here. We'll go on board with the Schumacher. Last 3 laps of this race. At this point, tire check. Russell has about a 1.5% better tires than us. I think I'm honestly pretty okay. It's gonna be tight, but I'm pretty okay, I think, holding on, staying close enough, and then on the last lap, just absolutely full sending, full yeet, go for it mode. Because I think that's what it's gonna take, because I mean that back straight is so long when you don't have DRS that I think I'm a-okay trying to wait until then. But what I will do is move it up to standard tires, really close up that gap. Pressurize George, maybe into making a mistake on his own, you never know. But I think about here we'll bump up the fuel, start burning that off. And here we go. This is for all the marbles. As Pierre will march forth to another win this season, we are doing everything we can to put Mick Schumacher into position to end up on the second step of the podium. Once again, we'll bump up the tires to aggressive.
This will be the last lap.
We will be on. We're going to be pushing.
Loads of energy.
But we don't want to pass until the back straight. We'll bump up the deploy to overtake. Get a good launch and immediately into deploy. And we are flying into the chicane. This is the money moment, where as long as I'm hoping as long as we're deploying, we'll have the energy usage to stay ahead and keep Russell George from giving that dive bomb down the inside. Only a few more turns away. We timed it to perfection. Coming up to the final corner as Gasly crosses the line. Mick Schumacher, welcome to the second step of the podium. Back-to-back Haas 1-2s. Beautiful stuff. Verstappen in the mud. Leclerc only 2 points on the day. Even Mercedes only 5 points on the day. Beautiful stuff. That's a fastest lap for Mick as well. A Haas 1-2, and we are flying away with this championship. I mean, we're gonna have to start doing some math on when we have like mathematically won both the drivers and the constructors, because whew, we might have to I want to do that so we can go full on into research for next season's car and just stop developing, because once we have it mathematically locked up, then that's when I need to know, and then we can start preparing for next year. We can get our reserve driver a bunch of seat time in FP1s and like all this stuff,
Well, this weekend,
and we'll just
Pierre
be
Gasly flew us to the stars.
and we'll be preparing for the future. I didn't mean to skip that. Sorry, Pierre, Mick, that's on me. But once again, Pierre increases his gap to P2, which is Mick. Increases his gap to Verstappen to a whopping 57. So, and in the constructors, we increase it by 14 to a whopping 71. We are exactly doubling up Red Bull over halfway into the season. We have won 10 out of the 12 possible races. We are, it's all been culminating in this. All the work that we're putting in previous seasons, it's all coming down to this as Pierre gets another dev point. We are building something here. 5 million in the pocket. Oh, absolutely flying. We're finishing all of our sponsor goals. We're winning races. We're paying out for our driver bonuses. We are actually flying. Actually flying. This is the domination I envisioned when I started the series. This is the domination I've been expecting, and I'm here for it. I really am. Look at that. That's crazy. Exactly doubling up Red Bull and P2. Oh, and no one else is even close, by the way. Like, Red Bull is the closest, but they're what? The maximum you can get in a weekend is 16. They're like about 4.5 perfect race weekends away from catching us, which means we are actually becoming ever closer to mathematically winning the constructors. And I would love to do the math for Pierre or Mick. I'm hesitant to do the math from Pierre to Verstappen just because Mick is in second, but man, it's getting close. Mathematically, after the summer break, we'll probably start doing the math a little more consistently, and we'll keep an eye on that. But I don't know. We'll keep an eye on the math. But for now, it is round 13. We head to the Hungaroring in Hungary to I think this is the last round before the summer break, which is a-okay by us. We're coming off of another fabulous 1-2 by Haas. Pierre taking another win on the season. Mick overtaking George Russell, who had put up a really good fight the entire way through, to take his, I don't know how many second step of the podiums tonight. We are currently doubling up Red Bull in the constructors. Pierre and Mick are the 1-2 in the drivers, with Pierre 50 points ahead of Mick on the season. We're flying, and we're almost there. We're almost there to our first titles for Haas. We'll start here with Pierre, who has a development points. I'm going to go ahead and throw that into his... We'll throw it into his reactions. Anyone else have a dev point? Staff included. It looks like Alessandro Sinelli has one. We'll go ahead and throw that into his medium speed downforce. That feels like a good one to throw that into. No race engineer stuff. We are still working tire changes for our pit crew. Congratulations on winning the French Grand Prix. Absolutely no problems at all. We will go ahead. We are full up on car things right now, on development things. So we'll continue on. Our suspension simulator is done. That's actually really great. I do want to come here, but dude, our car part test center, our suspension simulator are maxed. I'm really tempted to put up our, how much is CF? 29, 27. I think design center should be next, so we are going to wait on that. I think we talked about that, but that will be next. But we'll do our race prep for the Hungaroring. We'll do 2 into Q2, pretty standard stuff. We'll do 2 into the top 6 for qualifying, again, pretty standard stuff. Finish position, 2 in the top 6, again. We finished our last finished position streak. We start a new one, and our qualifying position streak should wrap up here at the Hungaroring as well. With that said, I believe we do have 2 of our suspensions made. We actually, I could. I'm not going to, but I could. We'll save the upgrade package for after the summer break. The Hungarian Grand Prix is up next. I throw in the extremely damaged components, please. Except for apparently this ERS, which is still at 40% somehow. Throw in that gearbox for setup. Let me pull up the list. We are at Hungary. We are looking at 10. We're looking at 15. We're looking at 2.8. We're looking at minus 295 and 4.5. That looks pretty good to me. I may do 18 laps for Pierre. Throw in his damaged stuff. I mean, that gearbox is basically there already. And then for setup, once again, we're going with 10, not 16. I just gotta remember 15. 2.8, 9.5, and 4.5. Here, also do 18 laps. Go to practice 1. Confirm. I'm gonna run to the restroom while I get this started.
Radio check. Okay. Radio check. Okay.
Do that.
It should be green now.
They're gonna start. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll be right back. Fill up my water, etc., etc. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
What's your thoughts on coming in or doing any more?
Felt very good in the car.
Copy it.
That was muted. Car on the wall. That's why. That would do it. 90%. 90%
I'm really
vibe.
pleased.
That's a vibe. That's a mood.
Copy.
We are. Well, they're coming to the garage. Reconfigure. Honestly, just throw on a fresh set. Go do 30 laps on a set of softs. How's that sound? Editor crash again.
Yellow flag.
Endorn crashing. Yes. We are aware.
Wide there.
We are aware of the gearbox wear. It's almost like it's by design. Waiting. Multiple cars crashed. What'd you do? Here, this is why we can't have nice things. Yeah, put it on, obviously. Oh, the tires can't do that many laps. I mean, this is 28.
Sounds like there's been
What'd you
contact.
do?
Let's take a closer look. Okay, so there we have the Alpine.
Oh, is it the Alpine's fault? That doesn't look like the Alpine's fault, Pierre. Nobody got a penalty, so there's that, I guess. Chillin'. All we're doing is chillin'.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Pedal spinning. There are 12 minutes remaining. Let's go. Oh, this is the worst part about the game. Literally just sitting here watching cars go around in circles. It's not really it's not really even anything like we can do.
Yeah, copy.
Yeah, the balance is so understeer. Can you help me? Yeah, take all around.
Fine. Session's literally about to be over.
Copy that.
You're literally on your last lap. Done.
Good session.
Perfect. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. We will go sim to quali. Confirm. Next.
Hello, and thank you for joining.
Oh, 93 for both. Exactly the same. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. We can get away with this gearbox for the Hungaroring. Only two. I would love to, but I can't do that. Yep. And we're gonna get away with 48%. We're gonna get into the summer break for Pierre, because Pierre needs to make up. Pierre has a lot of ground to make up on his components from earlier in the season somehow. Both Mercedes. Wow, large group going first. Verstappen out. I'm gonna get Mick out, and then Pierre as well. Should they get a clean lap, should be a relatively simple first session as always, and it looks like we will. Go ahead and bang this out, and that'll be our session done. Look at that. Mick lacking a bit of pace again. I know this isn't exactly Mick's best style, but realistically, you probably shouldn't be 4.5 tenths off of your teammate here. But nonetheless, it'll be good enough to get us through. Looks like Verstappen is back to his normal form, it would seem. But we're just counting down the minutes here for the end of Q1. Q1 is really starting to become a bore as well. I wish you could, if you simulated quality sessions, I would love like a priorities list of like save a set of tires, like that kind of stuff in the simulation for the next game. Because practice one is kind of boring once you hit a certain level, just because your car becomes so good, like you actually just don't need to worry about it. I'm gonna pay attention this time. Any surprises? No, we are back to kind of everything that we were already expecting on a used set of softs. Away we go, Q2 here in Hungary.
Radio check.
Radio check, okay.
Go ahead and send Mick out there. Send the Gasly out ahead of Bottas. Hopefully should get a clean lap. Mick gonna run and gets by Verstappen. That's beautiful. Pierre, Danny Rick, and being meanies. He gets out ahead of gets around Mick after going fast, runs wide and loses 4 seconds. Not that it actually matters, because it's all going to come down to the final lap here. Anywho, should have plenty of time. Waiting. Alrighty then, there we go. Be pretty simple stuff. I'll watch it at 8 times speed. Mick had a best last sector on his outlap. Love to see it. Mick comes through, easily jumps out. Pierre still top of the board. Nothing too surprising here, to say the least. But here we go. This is where it all comes together. Q3 set the grid for race day.
Radio check.
Should be a good one. The last time out, we had probably the most boring race of the entire season so far. Some of the races this year might be battling it, but Pierre won this race by about 40 plus seconds, and it really wasn't particularly close either. Get a good banker lap in here. We should. Mick is going to get a clean runway, and Pierre should as well. Set not the world. We're not going to set the world on fire, but we should set a really good lap. Yep, Mick goes pretty decently. Only a 10th off of Verstappen, as Pierre will come through, or Leclerc rather, a 10th off. No, it was a 10th off of Verstappen. Pierre comes through on a used set of tires and puts a quarter of a second on the rest of the field. If I had to imagine, we're probably looking at the pole sitter right there, and the only question is, can Mick close up the gap at all? We will see. There we go. Honestly, we're gonna watch Mick this time. I feel like we always watch Pierre, but Pierre has the pace anyway. We will hop on board with the young Schumacher and see what Mick can do here at the Hungaroring on his final lap of Q3 in the most dominant car, the most dominant Haas car the universe has ever seen. He goes the yellow first sector. That is not a good sign, Mick. That is not a good sign at all. Mick is not. Mick for some reason just like randomly just loses pace compared to Pierre, who bangs in a purple sector on an already really fast lap that he's already set. So he already is on pole. Yeah, he's already on pole, but can he bang in an even better lap as Mick will come up and cross the line? Does improve, but once again, not enough. Does that break our quali sponsor guarantee? I think it might. I think it's top 6. That's tough. Mick, I don't know where you lost half a second to Pierre, but we got to get that figured out, because that's a little unacceptable. I'm not even gonna lie. No grid penalties ahead either. This is gonna be tough. Let's see, it looks like a 2-stop is gonna be the fastest. Ooh-wee. Well, I do want to play with the medium saw. Yeah, I think I like the medium soft for Pierre. I think I'm gonna do just the 1-stop, because I think he's gonna have the pace off rip to handle it. Mick, we're gonna have to get a little more aggressive. We only get an extra quarter of a lap, but that's okay. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We'll finish Mick on the fastest tire. It says it's 8 seconds faster than the medium to hard 1-stop. I guess we'll see if Mick can make up the difference. But 2-stop for Mick, medium soft, 1-stop for Pierre, who's starting on pole. Let's get it. Hungarian Grand Prix. Can we lodge another win?
Quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid.
There is quite a few clouds, but that's not going to stop us as Pierre
This is it.
starts on
The
pole.
Hungarian Grand Prix.
A lot of softs out there. I'm seeing a lot of softs. I'm seeing. Okay, so they're going to all on the 2-stop more than likely.
And away we go.
All right, the start for Pierre here is going to be key. If we can get a good start and negate the soft tire runners, we're going to have to go a long way around. We do maintain the lead over George Russell. Mick trying to stay ahead of Leclerc. Does so, dives down the inside of Verstappen actually. Tire check. Verstappen on softs. Signs on softs. Leclerc also on softs. All used. We are and should be flying. Beautiful stuff. Mick has made up a couple of positions, potentially trying to have another one down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Ooh, just not enough. I think at this point we're just pressuring Valtteri a little bit. We're not probably seriously contending for the spot, but potentially around the outside, down the inside once again. Oh, Mick, a man after my own heart. He really doesn't come through for us in quali,
With an overtake there.
but makes up 3 positions into P4 behind Carlos Sainz, who is on the softs. And so Mick has a great chance here for the track position battle over the Ferrari, since they are both on the 2-stop strategy. And George Russell might be on the 1-stop. I'm not sure as of now, but he does have Carlos Sainz to contend with in the grand scheme of things, and so that should slow them down a little bit. Mick, we're going to save fuel now. Pierre also, we're going to drop down on fuel. 2-second buffer to George Russell, and George Russell, Carlos Sainz, Mick, Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, Ricardo, Perez, Doohan, Norris, and then Kevin Magnussen is the one who loses out on DRS at this point, and that's probably where the biggest divide is going to start generating in this one. As you can see there, 1.3 second gap between Magnussen and Norris, but from there it is a DRS train all the way to George Russell up there in P2, and Mick dangerously close from losing out to DRS from Sainz, but he is on the soft compound tire, and so all Mick needs to do is effectively just survive. And I think the soft, hard, medium 2-stop, I mean, you were stopping relatively quickly on the softs. I mean, looking at that last stint that we're doing on the softs, I mean, you're really only looking at doing 15 laps on the softs, because I mean, even 5 laps in, especially on a U set of softs, the tires are going to be wearing out much quicker than you would want, especially at a circuit that requires much more grip, like the Hungaro ring. So I think Mick is going to be winning the battle of track position and strategy here, because we're gonna have more pace overall than the 1-stoppers, and we'll have the better strategy and track position to everyone doing the 2-stop. So a great start to this one, as Sainz making a move on one Russell George. Is George Russell going to have enough to hold off the Ferrari? I know Pierre and I would love for him to do so. It looks like he did. The longer that the Ferrari sits behind George Russell on the mediums, the better, because we're negating the strength of the soft tire, which is the raw pace that it does indeed provide. So George Russell been a beautiful man, trying to defend from the Ferrari as long as possible, but it looks like the Ferrari is finally going to get past here, but with a 3-second gap up ahead. Even then, Pierre ran a faster lap. I think this is going to be the first instance of what is this pace going to look like, and will Pierre withstand the onslaught of the soft tire as Carlos is able to make his way forward enough to get past the Mercedes here. So we'll see. Pierre is rounding the final corner right now. Up to the line, runs a 120.99. Carlos immediately comes back with a 126.7. Tire check, he's on 71% softs, Pierre on the 86% medium. So he gained about 0.3 on that lap. So we're looking at about 10 laps until he's on us, or about 7 laps, 6 to 7 laps until he's in DRS range. But at the same time, Carlos is being hounded by everyone else, so that may continue to slow him up defending against everyone behind. And there really is going to be that window that the softs work, rather than, you know, really truly having the raw pace. I mean, we can look at, is it, yeah, expected strategies. I mean, you're looking to pit lap 14 to 20 already on lap 9. You're pitting in the next 5 laps. I think the soft tire start for Carlos is lost out, especially now that he has returned to behind the silver arrow of George Russell. Yeah, I think Carlos's race, at least compared to everyone else, is kind of in the mud at this point. The next closest, though, soft runner is Verstappen down there in P6. I mean, only, 2 seconds behind him, but I think that's realistically what we're going to be looking at. As Mick makes the move, tried to make the move on. As all of a sudden, Mick doesn't get DRS. Did I read that right? Why does Mick not have DRS? Was it? Oh, did he like cross the line right at like the 1 second gap to George when it was like just barely? That, if so, that's horrific. As Mick now drops to P5. What is happening? Mick getting absolutely shafted right now. Did Bottas just like send one down the inside? Is Bottas on the soft? He's on the mediums too. Just sends one down the inside of the chicane. That's wild. Absolutely wild. Sainz does not get DRS. Bottas will get DRS. As well as we do on to Valtteri. Valtteri's on the mediums as well. That does not bode well for us. I guess it'll all come down to whether or not Bottas is on the two stop or the one stop. Although I'm pretty sure if you're starting on the mediums, they're likely doing the one stop besides Mick. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. The field is spreading out a little bit. Sainz is really losing time now. Those softs hitting a 60% mark. Starting to slow down a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if Bottas is able to get by Carlos here. As wow, Mick going way to the inside. I don't know about that decision, Mick, but I appreciate the thought, as Bottas is gonna try. He tried to get around the Ferrari, as now we're losing time to George Russell, which is less good. And now George is gonna be free to chase after Pierre in the lead, as we are now battling past, trying to battle past Sainz, as he will be looking to pit in the next couple of laps, but at the same time getting by him would be beautiful if we could make it work. Valtteri doesn't look like he's going to make the move there, as he looks like he might here down the inside, but can he make it work? Going side by side. It's going to go back to the long right-hander that Sainz is going to have. Tsunoda spinning, poor Yuki. That just splits up the field even more, as they went side by side pretty much the whole way there. Ooh, Mick having to think. Thought about trying to get one in there. Sainz still not pitting, likely pitting next lap if I had to guess. Maybe they're trying to go a little longer. Tire check says 56%. Bottas gets the move done. They're gonna go side by side again. Yep, Bottas gets the move done. Mick now will be thinking about trying to make the move, as he tries there actually to go the long way around the long right-hander. Not sure it would have been the right move, but it was definitely a sign of aggression, which we are appreciating, as that gap to Russell and Head bloated to 3.5 seconds. It's absolutely crazy. Sainz still not boxing. Content to settle in behind. We could probably hop on board and try to get by Carlos here, but at this point, as long as Bottas doesn't get too far away, if Bottas starts to pull away a little more than we would like, we might intervene a little bit, as Mick is trying to get past Carlos here. If he doesn't get DRS here, which it doesn't look like he is, if he doesn't pit as well, we'll throw it into overtake. We'll hop on board, watch it. We're on. Mick apparently not going to make the move here, but might get blocked out and not make the move here either. Not exactly the idea I had in mind there, Mick, but I suppose do you, I guess. the rest of the field is kind of getting away and you're stuck behind a soft tire runner on 50% versus your well into like the middle portion of its stint medium tires. All right, he finally pits. Mick gets DRS and we can finally try and put in a little pace and catch Valtteri. DRS right here will definitely help, but Valtteri is well up the road on the same tires, and Mick has consistently not really had the pace. Well, this lap we'll see if Mick is able to put in any amount of time into Bottas, although it'll likely be a little bit of time thanks to the DRS we got from Carlos pitting on the previous lap, but we will see as Pierre sets a new fastest lap of the race. Leclerc comes into pits. Mick runs 0.2 faster than Bottas. We'll see if he can do it again on this lap. Interval 2.1 seconds. I mean, we're boxing in the next 7 laps, so you know that'll be what it'll be at this point, but we brought it down at least a 10th this lap, which is good. To make our way here through the final couple of corners. Once again, here at the Hungaroring, here was a 126, Bottas 129, and Mick a 128, another 10th and a half right there. Brought it down about at slightly below 2 seconds. So we are making headway a little bit. We could try and deploy a little bit, expend a little bit of energy to try and close up that gap as we near our first pit window, and then potentially trying to stay in DRS and harvest it all back. I mean, so far doing that, I mean, wasting the rest of our battery, we closed up another half second. So we're close. We just continue just to dump battery here in the first sector. Maybe even throw it on aggressive tires just to get within DRS. Once we get within DRS, we'll be able to, if we can get into DRS this lap, which it looks like we might.
Need to charge it.
Oh, it's gonna be close. Who made a mistake? Oh, we're not gonna get DRS. Magnussen, Kevin. Oh, Kevin ruined it for us. Oh, Kevin, why you gotta do this to us? We should be able to close up the gap here in the first sector with our deployments. Yeah, well on our way, well on our way. I should go ahead and throw it into harvest. Back down to standard tires. And then balance fuel as well. Carry us forward, Valtteri. Carry us forward. I hope. I mean, DRS here should hopefully allow us to close back up into, you know, a standard length, especially with the back-to-back DRS zones. Granted, the second one's rather short, but it does close us up enough. See, what's the gap from Pierre look like? About 22 seconds for pit stop. So it looks like if Pierre were to box, he would come out right behind the Norris, in between Norris and Vettel, which is sounds about right. I'm gonna go ahead and start pushing his fuel a little bit. Oh, Mick, I was not paying attention. That is my fault, my guy. All that work to get back into DRS, and I stopped paying attention. That one's on me, my guy. That one's on me. Just keep going. You have the pace over George. Bottas definitely has the pace over Mick. But at this point, I think it is what it is. SPR extends that gap to about 6 seconds, give or take. As Mick enters his pit window, where would he come out? Oh, that's a lot of traffic. I mean, they're looking at 30, looking at coming out around P10, 11, which is kind of like in this group, right? Yeah, you're looking at coming out right in all this traffic. And they've already made a stop. So I'd either rather... I mean, I'd like to just yeet these tires and create a little bit more of a buffer. And potentially coming out in all that traffic. I mean... this is looking tough. If it really is 22 seconds, which I feel like it never is. I mean, honestly, even if we come out behind this group, we're gonna have to make another stop. I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know. Someone made a mistake. Who was it?
I think we've had a car.
Magnussen running wide. That slows him down a little bit. Bottas on. They're all about the same. Is Bottas doing the one stop, or is he doing... Well, he's doing the one stop because he's on the mediums. I want to carry on for like just a little bit longer. I want this to sort itself out just like a little bit more. Either that or allow us to like push forward just a little bit more. I mean, Mega's gonna have DRS now. He's doing a max, it's fine.
Sounds like a spin.
Drop back a bit.
I'm thinking about converting. I need a box.
Save
There.
fuel.
Yeah.
Box the slap, Mick. Box the slap.
Box, box. Box, box. Pick of them.
Copy. Box the slap.
Oh, Pierre, my sweet, sweet boy. You're definitely boxing at the end of the next lap. Go ahead and... I really wish on the screen you could say next lap. Really do. I wish you could say that. Alright. Oh, they're both in. I mean, Bottas is definitely beating us out, but... Yeah. We were never holding that position. Our pit stops are atrocious. Gasly is in. George Russell also in. Gasly will come out in P1. Beautiful, beautiful, and still 5 seconds in front of one Russell George. Mick, on the other hand, we need to make some moves and some schmoves. Bottas in on the one stop. We need to break away from him ASAP.
So use energy.
Yeah, I'm okay pushing with Mick to try and break the DRS to Bottas. If we can break the DRS to Bottas, I think that'll help us a lot, as our mission here is entirely just to disappear versus these guys. If we can catch Verstappen, that's actually perfect. Get DRS from him.
Car in the wall.
Copy.
Never mind, never mind, never mind. The safety car. No, we just boxed. All right, we're making a call. Yeah, we're making a call here. We're making a call. We're converting. I mean, it's still a 2-stop, but we're getting risky here. We're getting risky. I'm gonna hope that.
Energy's good.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Really easy dub, not me talking to myself. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I made a decision.
All okay on fuel.
I didn't realize you were here. That's on me. I've kind of just been me most of the night, and so I've kind of gotten locked in. I'm not gonna lie. No, you don't understand. A lot of these guys are on the 2-stop,
Loads of energy.
which means they're stopping again. Which means I don't have to stop again. Track position. Yeah, I just woke up. Brag about it. You just woke up. It's like in the middle of the morning, right? It's like still super early for you, right? Like, I'm not crazy. I'll stand that. 4 a.m. your normal time to be up for work. Okay, that's fair. So I was gonna say just woke up, still the middle of the night as far as I'm aware. All right, I need Pierre to disappear. I need Mick just not fall back. I'm sure you probably did, and I can check right now. Did you see my my message in Discord about how the proof that you really are the problem? By the way, yeah, Mick has a little bit of work to make up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who are on the 2-stop.
I think there's been a lock-up.
So realistically, we're looking at a net P4 right here, especially with all of them bunched up. I think we're looking pretty good, actually, as long as we can keep pace and potentially move up a little bit.
Was that a lock-up on the track? Haas
Yes,
with
that's
an
why I called you
overtake.
rude. Fair. I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, Mick is already back up into P7. So realistically, I think we're still fine here. We're still doing A-okay. And what we do need to do is get by Leclerc and Perez relatively on the short quickness. Because the longer we sit behind them, the farther ahead everyone else is getting. Oh, that's why I called you. Dude, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, it's just facts. Like, when you're not here, things go well. And when you are here, things don't. I don't understand. If I knew... I know your setups have been really good, but at the same time, again, when you're here, things don't go well. And when you're when you're not, we have 1-2s by 20 seconds. Also, the universe definitely can just tell when I'm mentioning you, because after I sent that screenshot, and see, look at all those stops. When I sent that screenshot in Discord, immediately after there was a safety car in which the whole field got bunched up, and so we only won by like 10 seconds over the rest of the field. So the universe knows when you're even like potentially in the fold at all. Yeah, I'm sure that's it. That's definitely it. But yeah, no, honestly, I was talking about this in the last episode or the last round, where we have to start seriously considering how early we're gonna lock up the constructors at this point, so then we can completely just dump developing the car this year, dump everything I have into research for next year's car, and so we can go goated back to back. I think before this one, we're exactly doubling up Red Bull.
We've just had a spin.
142 to 71. So I think after the summer break, before Spa, I'm gonna actually sit down and try and do the math and see when we could potentially lock up the constructors for the season. Because I think it's coming up a lot quicker than people are necessarily realizing, especially with the poopy points that we have. The poopy points are going to be our savior for like a super early constructors win. All right, Mick is still not catching. What's his name? About the same on tires. All right, now we're slightly catching. Pushing on fuel, beautiful. If we could take away a double podium from Mercedes, I'm all in. Nearing the DRS. Within the DRS, closing the distance, making the move, trying to make the move, chose the worst time to try and make the move.
Mercedes moved up a place.
All right, we have caught one Valtteri Bottas, and I think in about a lap or two's time, we'll jump on board with Mick and try and ensure that we're going to be in position here. Van Dorn in the bin. Always been in the bin. All right, we're gonna be ready. Not yet. Not yet. Who done it? See, if Stroll gets strolled. See, if you're actively trying to figure out how to use your your black magic powers, it won't work. It's only when you're like genuine does it actually do that. All right, Mick, doing it right there really isn't what I needed you to do. All right, this is effectively for a podium for Mick. We need him to just put in the third sector of his life and survive turn 1 and turn 2.
This will be the last lap.
All right, Pierre, literally just don't bin it.
Okay, energy's good.
This isn't Among Us. Yes, it is. All right, Mick is literally gone. Go on, the lad. Just go ahead and just put him on the shelf for good. Mick Schumacher fastest lap incoming on old hard tires. I think so. That's going to be another podium, double podium for Haas, denying of some points to Mercedes. Mick Schumacher on the third step. Pierre Gasly wins another race this season. Absolutely wild. 2 seconds on the last lap to Bottas. Beautiful stuff.
Okay, so that's
and the fastest lap. And the fastest lap on the old hard tires. Our car is
brilliant.
flying.
Thanks for the pick up on the way in. Well done.
Our car is crazy fast. Love it. I'll watch the podium this time because I didn't watch it last time and I feel bad.
A brilliant performance from the Haas driver.
A brilliant race from the Haas driver. Can't blame you now. I know, we discussed this already. You tried You
Imagine
tried to
how
use it,
tough
which
they
is your
must be.
biggest
A podium
problem.
is a real feat, and it's been
Pierre
accomplished in
Gasly, we
style.
literally didn't really see much of you in the entire race, which is a beautiful sign. George Russell, same with you. Mick, we were on you pretty much the whole way. Got a 1-3 with you here, so it's not me. Yeah, that's definitely what that means.
A sensational
Even
achievement for that Haas driver, it
100%.
has to
That's
be said.
definitely what that
They'll
means.
be absolutely ecstatic to finish up there.
Attaboy, Mick. Attaboy, Pierre. Not a maximum points weekend, but about as close as you can get without it. Great
You've
stuff.
got to say it was a solid drive from all three of them up there. A fantastic showcase for Formula
I would
1.
definitely say
This
that's a
is
great
good
showing.
result for Haas. More than enough.
First place in the constructors again. Look at that. 56 points Pierre has over Mick. He has 66 points over Verstappen. Verstappen is going to have to win 6 races in a row and a second with Pierre scoring 0 points for him to overtake Pierre in the drivers. That's 7 race weekends, and this was round 13. We're getting very close to Pierre locking up the drivers. In the constructors, 13 points go on the head of Red Bull, as we now stand 84 points over Red Bull on the year. You know, I knew we were going to be quick this year. I did not know we were going to be this dominant. I haven't even like really done that much development like in the last few races. Like, it's really slowed down. I did lose out on something. It was the quality thing. Yeah, qualifying position. Pain, suffering, it's all I know, because Mick decided to qualify P7. 11 out of 13 wins go to new side pods. Let's go. Currently, mid-season board review. Target position 3rd. You wish. Try 1st. Target by 2028, it wants us to win a constructors championship. How about next season? How about 2025? How about that? Goated. Easy. Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. I think we're gonna do one more tonight, because I've been going pretty quick and I can get another one in, and it's Friday. Spa-Francorchamps, round 14 of the 2025 F1 season. We are dominating. Mick has a dev point. We'll throw that in his reactions, make it an 80. Anybody else with a dev point anywhere? Does not look like it. Our new side pods are done. We should be able to get pretty, yeah, we'll get all of them done rushed. That's fine. Is that these? Yeah. Throw the new suspension that we had waiting in the wings on. Dude, I've done 3 races tonight. What do you want from me? Yeah, I've done 3 races and it's primarily like just been me here. Like, I'm tired. It's been a long week. You know, not every beginning of every episode is gonna be the most exciting thing in the world. More energy. Do I even have AT? I don't. I have 0 hours left. I have 35 days. I feel like we need to do something. We need to do something during the summer break. I could just do a baby underfloor. Just go straight up, just baby underfloor. Sure. Why not? 105 days. 105 days is the reason why. Well, then tell me, Mr. Chief Engineer, what should I be doing? Or start dumping into research, because I'm also into that. I'm open to ideas. Ooh, a little baby cheeky research. Ooh. What's like a good cheap one? We get to throw one into side pods. Get a little. Just do one of these. A little cheeky research says it's gonna take 52 days. We can bump that down to 38. I like that. A little 200k, little cheeky research. It's not the main development change, technical regulation that's coming in next season, but it should help us cover the rest. We will continue on, as we'll actually have another research complete on chassis. That is the main. I'm not avoiding the tax man. Actually, that's a good point. Actually, I'm gonna. I do need to buy something. Chassis research is complete. I'm immediately going back in. Another chassis research. Don't even think I won't. $26 days. Done. 120k. Good to go. Am I scouting people right now? Pit crew still on 74. Horrific. Terrible. As if. The ATR doesn't start until forever. Our suspension will be done right now. I literally just made some new ones. So here's like my favorite thing I did, which was I made these and then immediately started another design. So you're always smart, basically, is what I'm saying. Factory? What's up? Like, what about the factory development speed? That's right. You're right. You're right. Everything else is just super expensive. Team hub. Why is my team hub not maxed? Scouting department 1.3 mil. Nah. Boardroom 1.1 mil. Nah. No, that's too rich for my blood. Oh yeah, I scouted these drivers purely because their names made me giggle. Who's the highest rated 19-year-old? This guy. Who's the highest rated 20-year-old? Jack Crawford. You got it. Continue on. Does not look like much is going to happen between now and the practice sessions. New side pods. Done. I will go through all of the components before we get there. Yes, I'm aware we have idle engineers. It's fine. It literally like just finished. It's fine. I'm gonna wait because it starts in 10 days. I'm gonna wait until the new ATR period starts for those. We'll do race prep. We will check the car parts. Make sure all of those are good to go. 4 in a row. Crawford is awful, you say? What makes you say that? That's good. That's good. That's good. New side pods, good to go. That's good. That's good. Perfect. Good to go. Maximum parts. Post summer break. Let's go to round 14 at Spa Francorchamps.
Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to
Willkommen.
Spa. This circuit was built in 1921, and even though its length was halved in 1979, the Belgian...
Yo, we gotta talk about the original layout for Spa and how absolutely wild that must have been. Like, that must have been absurd. Like, it's the longest circuit. What? It's the longest circuit on like the calendar, and it like used to be even longer. But yeah, Spa last season was so exciting. It was so exciting. We spent literally the whole time talking about the win $1 million package. All right, let me head to the notes. Belgium, front wing angle 3, 9.5, 4.6, minus 3.35, and 6.5. I don't know, 17 laps, sure. It was 3, 9.5, 4.6, 3.35, and 6.5. Perfect. 17 laps. Go, go, go.
Radio check.
Radio check. Okay.
I don't know. I got
Okay.
it was an anonymous shout out
Should be
in the
green now.
Discord by some guy named Sarl. I don't know if you know him. Obviously, your names don't line up here, so I don't think you would know him, but you guys might get along. And yeah, honestly, these setups have been perfect. I've been doing practice 1 and then simming to quali, and it's made everything so much better. It's made the life so much better. Double agent vibes, yeah. Just tell me about this position he had in McLaren a handful of years ago. You know, he ended up with, he found just like lying on the side of the circuit this manila folder from Ferrari. So he kind of slipped it to us. Oh, it's gonna rain.
Expecting rain pretty soon.
Oh, it is gonna rain.
Copy.
Damp in 10 minutes. I love a wet spa.
Did somebody spin out there?
Nor spinning. Literally just waiting for it to rain at this point. Oh, that's an Alpine in the wall. Who was it? Oh, he ran wide immediately.
There's been a crash.
Oh, Seb, not like this.
What's your thoughts on coming in or
92.
doing any
Easy
more?
game is easy.
The car was great. It felt really good.
Yeah.
Come in, come in.
There is a small sprinkling of rain.
A little more than a
Yeah, copy.
small sprinkling of rain. It'll be damp for a while.
How does it feel?
Sure, it's only enters, why not? It's only 79% for Pierre. Uh-oh.
Rain, all clear.
Rain stop. Don't worry about it. See, everyone else is just sitting inside. We're getting track acclimatization. We're learning the circuit in ways no one else knows at this point. I did not put it in wrong. It's put in exactly the way it's written. I'll prove it too, because we literally didn't touch it when we brought it in right there.
Sounds like there's been a crash.
Maybe someone's setups aren't as good. Maybe they're just not as good as someone likes to think. Have you ever thought about that? Just something to consider, you know? I mean, we're literally gonna run on enters until the track either dries up or 79%. That's where we're at. Exact setup I have on the car. Maybe Pierre just doesn't agree, you know? He is leading the World Drivers' Championship by quite a margin, so I think he might know a little bit. Oh, crashing.
Just had a car run
Oh,
wide.
Maloney. Oh, not like this.
We've had a crash.
Perez crashing. Dude, a lot of people crashing.
Someone spun out.
Joe spinning. Yo, we literally got
Sounds like
a
someone
damp,
got right there.
a damp entire like 2/3 of the practice one. Crashing is a vibe. You know, some people are better at it than others. It's a skill, really. Oh, they're coming in with like no time left. Look at that, exactly as it's written. 3, 9.5, 4, 6, 3, 3, 5, 6, 5. Look at that, barely. Good, it's only great. It's not even an optimum. Excuse me. Not a perfect replacement for Mick. I mean, I'm not sending them back out, but might as well get that reconfiguration in. Yeah, everyone's just waiting. Lit. Oh, Latifi, Latifi, huh? Can't remember if I have him scouted or not. I think that's been one of my favorite things I've seen people do on YouTube is go to like Red Bull or Ferrari, build like the most overpowered car in the world, bring back Latifi and see if they can win him a championship or even just a race. He's not good though.
With the third and final.
We're so fast. 85 and 95. Wow. The setup is not great. Go with a good engine, the decent ERS, and a good gearbox for Spa. Yeah, honestly, it's been like an 89, like an 86 plus for a while now. That was not our finest efforts for sure. Q1.
Radio check.
Copy.
Green light, green light.
Oh, I did not mean to send Mick right there. No, I hate sending them right after people. It's my least favorite thing to do. They're gonna get a tow, but we're faster than them. Oh, Maloney. Oh, Maloney. Come on, man. Ugh.
I think
Ugh.
that was a crash.
Gross. That lap could have been so much better. Bro's literally throwing. Oh my god. Actually throwing. Signs a knock on 2 seconds off the pace, by the way. Pierre Gasly immediately comes in, bangs out 500s over Verstappen, flying. Loney already out. All right, everybody, let's see where everybody's going. Spa takes such a long lap. I say it's a really long lap, but it's still only a minute 40 per lap. It's just, you know, a lot of it is straight lines. All right, on to the used set of tires we go.
Radio check.
Radio check, okay.
Ooh, do we want to talk about the the qualifying changes they're making in a couple of races next year? And how like absurd they kind of are? 'Cause I think they're pretty absurd. Alright, Mick's gonna catch signs, but Pierre's gonna get a clean lap. Even then, Mick got a pretty clean lap. You haven't heard? Oh, then we're gonna talk about it. Apparently, at a couple of race weekends next season, they're going to be testing a new format for qualifying, where in Q1, you're only allowed to use hard tires. In Q2, you're only allowed to use medium tires. And in Q3, you're only allowed to use soft tires. Yes. That one. I think it's going to be interesting, but at the same time, like, it's going to be so fascinating. Just in case. Oof, that one's on me. We were safe anyway, but I missed the line. That one was on me. I wasn't paying attention. Sprint weekends only. You've only got one lap before. Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that one too. I'm excited for that one. I think that one makes a lot of sense, personally. I think that'll be a good change.
Ready to check?
Dark. I always think it's gonna like randomly start raining. Joe willing that Alfa Romeo up into Q3, by the way. Some decent pace. Decent pace for Mick. Pierre got into a little bit of... Williams apparently lost 7 of their main sponsors. Oof. Oof. That's gotta be just straight pain. Like actually just pain. I do it again. Did it again! I did it again! How do I do this? How am I this bad at timing? Is Spa just that weird? Is it actually just that weird? Yeah, put me in the bin. My goodness. He's got 13 seconds to... Oh my god.
Oh, did someone run wide?
Mick made it. Mick made it. Mick, put it on pole. Come on, Mick, make up for my mistakes. Put it on pole. Come on. Oh god. Oh god. In a weekend where Verstappen has a grid penalty, I messed up the timing twice. Come on, Mick, put it on pole. You can do it. All you gotta do is make up a little bit of time. Put it on pole. I feel like probably the first time in your life, put it on pole, please. It's Spa. Why not? Please make up for my transgressions. Green second sector, he only needs to make up 600ths of a second. All right, now it's like a second, apparently. Oh my god, we're so oh my god. Oh, put me in the bin. Just put me in the bin. That is a front row start, but oh god. should have just gone to bed. Why did I do another one? I should have just I should have gone to bed.
Race day. And before we get down,
Oh jeez. Wow, that's a stretch. That's a stretch for sure. Ah. God. We're starting 10th? We're oh, that all of our sponsor goals decimated, our qualifying streak, our oh my god. I'm in pain.
the drivers there lined up on the grid under mostly sunny skies.
I don't want preamble. Let's get it going.
The excitement in the crowd here.
We are going to have the inside line going into La Sauce, so that is going to help. I'm seeing some softs. That's interesting.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Russell on softs. That's a bold move. Oh, instead of attacking Verstappen, we defend from Russell. And now we find ourselves behind, of course. Of course, Pierre still down there. P10 in the most dominant car the whole year. Gonna have to do a max. This is where Gasly gets taken out. Max has a redemption second half of the season. It's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. Come on, Pierre. We need to let's make up some ground. Come on. You're not even gonna make up a position in the first lap. Oh my god. Just go. Just go. Just go. Alright. Mick is basically glued to the gearbox of Verstappen, and Mick wow. This is how used to I am coming further down the grid for Mick rather than Pierre. Is I call Pierre Mick. Spa things, yeah, true. I mean, it looks like Bottas is about to lose DRS to Russell when it gets enabled here at the end of the lap. So that'll create a nice separation for Mick, Leclerc, and Russell. I think I've also been calling Charles Max this whole time because I forgot that Verstappen had a grid penalty. So we're going to be chasing down Leclerc, not Verstappen. There is not going to have DRS here, by the way. Bottas flirting with not having DRS. I know. One, I'm not used to the second Red Bull driver being good, and I'm not used to Mick being better than Pierre on a given moment. In which by better than Pierre, I mean my own mistakes coming back to bite me and making me look silly in multiple ways. Bottas does not get DRS, which means he's not getting DRS down the Camel Straight, unless Verstappen comes flying in and is going to get DRS down the Camel Straight. That must have been a dive bomb of all dive bombs into have you had the reg changes for points yet? No, I think that's the next one. So far we've had technical regulation changes, and we had the sporting regulation. No, for the sporting regulation changes, we got another horrible one. We got the one where it reduces the number of engine components, ERS, and yeah, the engine components that you get per season. Like after the first season, I got the one that increases it all by 1, and it's been great. And so now next season we're going back to the original one where you get like 3 engines, 2 ERS, and like 4 gearboxes. Yeah, it's Cry. Is 100% Cry. I mean, both work. Yeah, we're basically going backwards for sure. Oh, my favorite part is too that like the majority of the grid voted for it, except for us, Red Bull, and Aston Martin. Yes, the extra of each is so good. It makes it so much easier. I mean, we're just gonna have to learn how to do engine penalties correctly now. I never really had to in the beginning, and now I can just learn in season 5. Hey, let's get by Leclerc here, huh? Russell is on the softs. Oh, there we go, Mick. Now make it stick, huh? There you go. Pierre has moved up into a P9. In theory, I would love for him to be able to, you know, overtake Zhou for P8. Start putting in some work to Lando when his tires start to fall off. Mercedes now officially have a B team in F1. True. Only took him 6 laps to move up and position. And even then, not able to get by Zhou on the next lap. Finally. Go ahead and deploy a little bit. We need to close up that 3-second gap at all. James going to Williams is hopefully going to be a Mercedes 2.0, but better. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Williams was slowly becoming that for them already anyway. With George, Nick DeVries was potentially going to go there. Like, it was kind of becoming that way naturally.
Haas with an overtake.
Schumi overtakes Leclerc in P1. Let's go. Yeah, I could see Williams getting a little more buddy with Mercedes going forward. I think it definitely make a lot of sense. You're worried about Albon's drive? I don't think so. He's proven that he's been able to get the most out of that car, like, pretty handily, I would say. I don't know if I'd be too worried because he's still signed to Red Bull. Well, maybe in that instance, yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I could see him potentially, depending on how the next year or two goes, for who just full sent into the barrier. A safety car, or what are we doing here? It was Zhou.
Let's see what happened there.
He goes straight at the bus stop. That's sure what it looks like. Oh my god. He almost murdered me. He almost murdered Pierre. Wow. That was almost murder, literally. But yeah, Albon, honestly, I'd be interested to see if Albon would be willing to leave Red Bull. If that's the case. I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting couple of years with the way Williams looks like it's going versus everyone else. Magnussen in the pits. Pierre into the points. Let's go. Albon out and Mercedes third driver in. I mean, in theory, that third driver would be Mick. Which, I mean, they could. But I feel like they also... I mean, I feel like the smartest move would be keep Albon in for now. and then give it a little bit of time.
Copy that. Box, 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 box.
Copy, box.
Copying of the box. All right, go ahead and box, but you're going to be boxing next lap. I really wish this toggle was somewhere else. Leclerc in the bin.
Here's the
I wish
replay.
the delay was not right next to the retire car button.
Dear, dear,
Woo!
dear. That's
Leclerc.
far wider than-
Ooh, that was far wider than they could have ever imagined. Let me catch Leclerc. Who binned it?
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Oh, Verstappen!
Let's take a look at the
Spinning!
Now here we
Oh,
see
imagine
Verstappen.
on fresh hard spinning. Uh-oh.
Yes, that's where they spin out.
Uh-oh. Crash Stappen coming into play. Bang. Overtaking Leclerc in the pits. Let's go. I guess staying ahead of Leclerc in the pits. Staying ahead of Bottas. We prevented the undercut from Bottas. Pierre well on his way, leading like the GOAT he is. Want him pushing pretty much the rest of the way here until he's already losing time to Mick behind. Barely, but he is. Ooh, nailed it. All right, here comes Mick. Spears into the box. Are we going to be able to make up any positions in the pits? Yes. No. Why did you get a random 12 channel points? I literally couldn't tell you.
Red
I
Bull
have
gained
no
the
idea.
race.
Just say thank you. I think that's where we're at. I think you just say thank you and we move on.
An overtake there.
We're almost halfway. No thank you? Well, I'll take them away then. I'll figure out how to do that. You do not consent? I mean, you can always, I can turn them off. Then we'll never know what they do. Alright, I mean, we've officially moved into
Red Bull moved up.
literally this until the end mode. Pierre is fighting for a point. To be fair, Verstappen is fighting for one more point than Pierre. I mean, we already, that's very fair. That's very true. No, I know what they do. I know what that one does though. You guys don't know what that one does though.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Tire check. New fastest lap, Pierre. I mean, realistically, like, this is Spa right here. Everyone just in a line, going around in circles. I really don't want to run through the wall behind me because that goes into our garage.
An overtake.
That sounds like it would be rough. Hey, we've made it back to in the points, like in the DRS train of points. I mean, realistically, all right, pause. We need to get Pierre past the Alpine. Let me see the car. Can I accept the deal? I guess that's fair, I suppose. Oh, what a run! Powering past. Flying. All right, now we need to catch back up into DRS range of Verstappen and Bottas. Never mind. Safety car. I mean, do we box? I don't think so. Don't think so, right? 13 laps? I mean, we still have decent tires.
I think there's been contact on the track. We can take a look now.
I also am leaning no.
Focus on Sonoda.
Yuki! No! Oh.
You can clearly see the contact there.
I'm wondering if any of them are gonna
Loads of
box. Is my question. No one in the box. Fascinating. All right, I think we made the right decision then.
So safety car will be in this lap. Safety car will be in this lap.
Copy.
I know, yeah, Mick was all about that right there. Oh, immediately putting a gap. Oh, immediately. Oh, double. Oh, too wide up. Oh my goodness. Oh, Rouge Radion too wide. Oh my goodness. That scared me. Oh, Mick, you gotta make that stick. Come on, Mick. If we're going for the move, we gotta make it work.
Red Bull gained a place.
Yeah. Side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion. My goodness. I never thought I'd see the day. Come on, Mick. Get the Red Bull. What a dive. Dive bomb into the sauce incoming? No, his reactions are terrible. Oh my god, again. Don't do it again! Oh my god, he did it again. I mean, if we're just gonna do this, Mick, then just relax.
Red Bull moved up.
Guess we'll just wait for DRS. The easy way, I suppose. Fine, we'll do it the easy way. All it took was going side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion twice to not get the move done.
DRS enabled.
Why you hire drivers with high aggression? Because they will keep their nose in? Yeah. Oh my goodness, Pierre, what is going on, my guy? All of a sudden, Pierre is slow. Come on, laddie. We got work to do. Alright, we're gonna hop on board with Mick. We're gonna see if we can get ahead of Leclerc and stay ahead, if at all possible. Pressure him, Mick. Pressure him. All right, now drop him.
Haas with an overtake there.
Of course, by drop him, I mean let him be a tenth and a half behind you. Because that's what that means. I saw they did a trailer for the car reveal. Theirs is on what, the 3rd? Like we're only a couple of weeks away from Red Bull's reveal kind of thing. Alright, Mick, you're on your own pretty much here, because oh boy, are we not having the pace that we would have loved to. Right, is this the same car it's been for the last 7 years? Yeah. I've seen a lot of people basically demanding they bring back a white livery, which I think would look super good, if we're being honest. And honestly, I would be all for
With an overtake.
an all white livery again. I'm super down. It was great and does look nice, but it's so boring now and he's changing it. I mean, that's fair. I've seen a lot of Mercedes fans clamoring for a black livery again.
Oh, there's a spin.
Oh, Kevin in the bin. Kevin bin missing.
Red Bull gained a place.
Yes. We've reached DRS with the front group. Aston Martin? Again? The villain phase, yeah.
There's been a crash.
Russell crashing. Uh-oh. Mercedes in the bin. Mick. Pierre elevated to P4. What's the game? Washed. Good. GG. All right, now we've reached the point where has been pretty much all season. Red Bull versus Haas. Just like we all imagined it to be. What's the news on who's standing out for the seat? I mean, I think Norris has the seat pretty much locked up. I think the McLaren this year is just, and right on this save, is just not good this season. And so I think she's the shoe-in for the seats so far. I'd be interested to see what he can do in the seats.
So this is last lap. Last lap, you can push the tyres.
My boy Mick. Pierre, how you doing? Vibing?
Is that a new race position for Haas?
I will say this though, Mick hasn't been the one truly underperforming. Dive bomb into the bus stop. Do it. Do it. All right, that's maximum safety.
Let's check your flag.
That is making the most of
That's Schumacher.
a mistake.
Over the line.
Mick Schumacher winning the Belgian Grand Prix
Let's check his flag.
and running pretty much a perfect race,
Well done.
if I do say so myself.
Take the pickup.
That was a really good race run by Mick. We're gonna watch Mick take the top step of the podium on this one. Definitely,
Living the dream. Exceptional work from Mick Schumacher.
definitely the first win. I think he's like really taken for himself. Like he took it, ran with it, made it work, finished strong.
This
Top
is a
step is yours,
tremendous podium result.
Mick Schumacher.
It's joy all around for the team.
Attaboy. That's maximum protection considering the giant mistake
And it
I
really
made.
comes as no surprise
in qualifying.
to see the Schumacher name up in lights.
We come out with, what is that? P4 is 4 points, 3 points. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 6. No, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10.
That's right. They've made some fine strategic
10,
decisions
6,
here, and it's brilliant
4, 3. 13 points versus the
first place in the constructor standings.
14
For the
points
next round,
Rebel
Formula
got.
One
So
won't stray too far. We'll be heading
they
to
only
the
gained
field
all
of
point on
battle
us.
and the
So
lightning speed of the Dutch Grand Prix.
I'll take that. Zandvoort up next. Man, I feel like we're flying through this season, which we kind of are. Yeah, 13. We got 13 to their 10. We still gained 3 points. Let's go. And Mick separates himself a little bit more from Verstappen. Now up 16 points on Verstappen to solidify himself in P2. We are flying. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts. Oh, God. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad. That was $2 million. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts so. Oh, God. Oh, the pain. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. This is a tax strategy. We're gonna point to this on our taxes as, look at this massive loss. Ignore all this other stuff, but oh. Ooh, that one hurts. Oh. Let's see. We currently sit 87 points above Red Bull. 87 points with 8 rounds left. We are 87 points above them, which they are running out of. They're running out of races for sure. But oh, British, you went here earlier. Look at this sweet shirt my parents got me. Ignore this one. Ignore that one. But yeah, ignore this one. Look at it. It's the whole calendar. Plus, I don't know why, but they threw Shanghai in here. So, but yeah, they got that for me. I pulled it out of the closet for the first time today. So, W. Ooh, also exciting news. I was playing one of my other saves for the first time since like November last year, my McLaren save. Lando won his first title in 24, and we won the constructors in 24 as well. That was pretty good. Probably done with that save now. I'm good. I'm literally further along this, and we're chugging along in this save. I might start a Red Bull or a Ferrari save on the side and have some fun. Yes, that's gonna do it for tonight. We did 4 rounds tonight, and I'm beat. I feel like I did 4 rounds tonight. We will be back on Monday. I have Monday off of work, and so I'm toying around with the idea of starting early and either going long or ending early. We'll have to see how we feel on Monday, but that's there's a things are happening. They might shake out that way. I might do some F122 as well. We'll do a handful of rounds of this for sure, and we may do some F122 and do a couple of rounds of that as well, because I've been missing that, and we're kind of getting close to locking up the title in manager. So that is something to keep an eye on. We may end up doing that, but either way, that's gonna do it for me today. British, thank you for waking up and stopping in. It was a pleasure to see you as always. Everyone else who stopped in, appreciate them as well. I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a good day. In your case, good night to anyone else. Good night to me. I'm going to bed. And I'll see you guys on Monday for maybe an early start. Keep an eye on the Discord. I'll try and put in there if I'm going to start early, just so people are aware. But for now, I'm getting out of here. Have a good day, British. Have a good night, everyone else. And I'll see you guys next week for some more fun. I can find the right button, I promise. All right, later, guys.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Count what you have now. Don't count what you don't have.